Hey everybody, welcome to Hold the Mic. I am your host Ryan Shed. Man, we got hopefully a great fundraiser going on tonight that I wanted to stream so that we could all watch it together and hopefully raise some money for Kamala Harris. Yeah, it's more important than ever if you haven't noticed. So that's why I'm spending my evenings streaming these fundraisers so that I can do my part. And hey, everybody on TikTok, video unavailable. Uh-oh. Let's try this. Well, at least this is different. Okay. Sorry, guys. You saw what just happened. I don't know. Okay, I think this is it. So now the question is, if you're live here with me on YouTube and everything, can you hear this? Because last time I had to play it through my speakers. I'm hoping that because it's not on Zoom that it'll work this time. So like I said, hey everybody on TikTok, sorry I can't stream to you guys here as well, but hopefully you can come over to YouTube and join us. So you guys should be hearing some music in the background. So if you're on YouTube or Twitter or wherever, can you tell me if you're hearing that? I can hear it on Twitter. Yes! Thank you, everybody. We got some yeses. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I'm actually pretty excited for this. If you didn't see the lineup, it's pretty extensive. So the current goal is 60,000. We're already at 37,000, and we haven't even started yet. So here we go. White Dudes for Kamala raised. It was over 4 million by the time we were done. We were doing it for. Oh, we were doing it for 3 hours. It was a little over 3 hours. Let me see if the volume. Volume. The volume's all the way up. It's just background music, so I'm hoping that the level will go up. When they actually start having people. You're loud and clear. Awesome. Thank you everybody for the sound check, because we had when we did the Latino men for Kamala, I had a ton of sound issues, so I'm very excited that we have we have no issues so far. But just if you guys can see here on the side of the screen, their current goal that they have up on the screen is 60,000. We're already at 48,000. Here we go. And just like,
I'm excited.
There we go.
Here as a white dude.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, John.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sure.
This isn't the White Dudes for Kamala. That was last week.
Oh. Sorry. What is this?
This is Comics for Kamala.
Right. I'm not a comedian.
Yeah, John. We know. We've seen your work.
Okay. Wow. That's just rude.
That was George Ham. Everybody, thank you for being with us. Hey, everybody, that was John Ham. John, thank you for doing that. Welcome to Comics for Kamala, everybody. My name is Paul Mercurio. I'm going to be your host for this event. We want to thank you so much for being part of this, for the people who are going to be performing and those watching. Big event for everybody. Great cause. Just want to go through a couple of things before we get started. Just know that any money you're donating, dollar for dollar, is going to go directly to the Kamala Harris campaign. I was told I would be getting a 40-foot Boston Whaler with twin outboards out of this, but apparently that somebody backed out of that deal. Thanks, Congressman. No, every dollar goes directly to the Harris campaign. It's billed as Comics for Kamala, but you're going to see there's an amazing lineup of people who are not just comedians, but actors, elected officials, newsmakers. So you're going to hear jokes, have some laughs, hear some great stories. and also just hear some heartfelt point of views from people about what's important in this election to them. We want to stress to people that this is all about having fun, but also raising enough money, raise awareness, and help down ballot and all of that. So with that, I want to, sort of pass this off to, oh, by the way, it's Kamala, not Kamala. And we know who says it like that. So think of comma, that thing when you write with the la, Kamala. Everybody, let's say it together. Good. Okay. So with that, I want to throw it to one of the organizers of this amazing event, Congressman Eric Swalwell. Eric, Congressman, great to have you here, and please take it away.
Hey, thanks, Paul. And I'm so excited for this. And I serve in a MAGA majority Congress right now. So it's kind of nice to be doing something useful for once. But before we even begin, and there's a lot to say about Kamala Harris, I just want to thank President Biden because of what he's done, the work that he's done and the roads that he's built, our children will drive on. He has created jobs that will feed their families. He has done so much to keep them safe in their school. And when you think of the Mount Rushmore of Democratic presidents, from FDR to Truman to President Kennedy to LBJ, he will go up there. And so I know many of us think he'll be remembered for the 16 million jobs that he created, and he will, but we will forever be grateful for the one job that he left. And it's a job that he has left to Kamala Harris to finish. I've known Kamala for 20 years. We both come from California's East Bay. We were both prosecutors in the DA's office. She's tough. She's real. She's ready. But she's also funny. And it's really refreshing to have someone right now who's funny. She's serious, but she doesn't take herself too seriously. And that's why we wanted to have this event with all of you tonight. So we're going to work hard, raise money, bring more volunteers to the campaign so we can go door to door, look voters in the eye, eyeball to eyeball, and make the case of the future versus the past. My partners in this have been Jamie Patrikoff, Donnie Zolden, and David Rosenberg. And I'm going to turn it to them right now to just briefly explain why we did this.
Thank you very much. Donnie, you're up.
Hey, this is Donnie Zoldan, the owner of Stand Up New York. Just want to thank everybody from all around the country joining, and perhaps even around the world. November is right around the corner. This is huge. And tonight is just about laughs and everyone donating money, hopefully, to get the next president in the White House.
Hey guys, yeah, this is Jamie Patrikoff. I'm a producer of film by day, but electing Kamala Harris is all that really matters to me at this point. This is a really exciting event. I was really excited for Eric to call and reach out and come up with this idea. And it's amazing the group of comedians we have tonight, and extraordinary they're putting their time. It just shows how important this is to everybody across the board. So I want to thank the comedians. And I would thank the audience for showing up. It's all about raising money and putting our time and effort into volunteering. And I genuinely believe if everybody does one thing a day between now and the election, this election is going to go the way we want it. So whether that's sending a tweet, calling a friend, donating $1, knocking on a door, that's all it's going to take. It's not a lot, and we can all do it. So thank you for being here. Let's raise money. Let's have fun. And let's get Kamala Harris elected and everybody else up and down the ticket.
Hey everybody, I'm David Rosenberg, co-founder of Brand Up Comedy with Donnie over here. We are super excited to be part of this historic event. You know, when I think about Kamala Harris, the first thing that comes to mind is her laugh. It's strong, it's infectious, it's exactly what politics needs right now. Because let's be real, it's not often that politics makes us smile. So by launching Comics for Kamala, we're hoping to bring some much needed humor to the campaign season, while also rallying support for a woman who's really energizing the country, especially with younger voters. We are so excited to watch this grow and to support some of America's funniest people as they step up to back Kamala Harris. And look, if you're laughing tonight, maybe consider donating too, because every little bit helps us move towards a brighter future. And now, without further ado, let's get this thing started. So Paul, back to you.
All right. Thanks, guys. Real quick, please donate at the bottom of your screen. It's QR code. Use it. Any dollar, any amount would help. Great cause. I do have one ground rule before we get started. If anybody watching or anybody participating is childless, you need to get off this call right now and move out of the country. You're useless as a human being. Not my rule. It's JD Vance. I'm sorry. I'm just passing along a message. Having said that, I want to bring on our first guest for the evening, terrific comedian, actor. Say hi to Lil Rel, everybody.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Look, we only got like 3 minutes. So I don't know the last time I did a 3-minute set. But real talk, I'm so excited about this election. I love the energy that's going on in our country right now, where everybody's really excited. Look, Kamala, she's amazing. She's very qualified. She is hilarious. She is cool, but outside of that, she knows exactly what she's doing. And that's exactly why we have to vote for her. So if you're not registered to vote, make sure you go register to vote right now. I'm in Chicago right now, and I'm excited. This is a big deal, okay? This is a big deal. Outside of this election, I'm also excited about the Chicago Bears. I know that don't have nothing to do with nothing. We had the #1 draft pick, and we look great this year. So the Democratic convention is coming to Chicago because the Chicago Bears are good. That's the only reason they're going to be here. And that's the reason why you should vote for Kamala if you're a Bears fan.
Well, listen, Lil Rel, I'm a Patriots fan, and we're going to be a mess. So I'm becoming a Bears fan, but only if you buy me the exact watch that you're wearing, and I assume that that's real gold and not some, you know what I'm saying? Thanks, man. Thanks for doing this and being part of it. Really appreciate it. That was great. I want to bring on a terrific comedian, someone that I know, and just an all around fantastic person. The wonderful, the beautiful Kathy Griffin, everybody.
Mute. Hi, you guys. It's me, Kathy Griffin. How are you? I'm so excited to be here. Look at this company, you guys. Go to the link and donate. And if you don't know me, I'm Kathy Griffin, just a humble legend, just a down-to-earth icon. But I have a special guest because I also can't do 3 minutes. I normally do 2 hours. So, ladies and gentlemen, by FaceTime, it just went away. Hold on, this is going to take 1 second, and it's going to be worth it. Anyway, Kamala is going to be such a great Madam President because as a woman, my whole life I've dreamed of having a female president. I didn't think it was possible. Anyway, the hell with that. Ladies and gentlemen, see ya.
I'm unstoppable. I'm Kamala with no breaks. I'm invincible. Yeah, I win every single game. I'm so powerful. I don't need batteries to play. I'm unstoppable. Yeah, I'm unstoppable today. Kamala for president.
Come on, people. I love you. Mwah. All right, you guys, do you want to say anything?
No, I just said I love you and I love Kamala.
See? Come on, people. All right, I love you. I'll call you later. All right, you guys, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Phoebe Pritzker.
Great. That was great. Thanks, Kathy. That was awesome. She's bringing it, producing her own segment. Unbelievable. Hey, folks, before we continue with our next guest, I just want to remind people, go tell your friends about this. Tell them to go to comicsforkamala.com. Have them join in on this. You know, you got grandpa in the basement. You let him come up once a week for some pasta. Go downstairs, bring him up, put him in front of the computer. Let's get everybody involved. You know, go call your neighbors, tell your friends, get the kids. And let's keep it going with a very, very distinguished guest, Governor Pritzker. Welcome. Are you there?
I am. Can you hear me?
You can.
Yeah.
Excellent. Sorry about that. I didn't know who was going to take me off mute, but I guess I took myself off. Thanks so much to Paul. Thanks to Eric Swalwell for your great work in Congress, but also for putting this together. Great to see you, Lil Rel. I'm a Bears fan myself, so great to have at least another person in the country that's rooting for the Bears on this call. I'm a little nervous about being in the mix of all these incredibly funny individuals. So I just want you to know I got on because I'm sitting around waiting for my call to be vice president. My phone hasn't rung for at least a couple of days now, but I'm hoping that I get that call any moment now. I might have to go. But I am afraid that my dad jokes won't get me very far. I'm fair game to be anybody's straight man on this call. So feel free to call me out. I'm right here. I'm your straight man. All of us are here tonight because we know how hard we're going to need to work for the next 91 days to make sure that Kamala Harris is the next president of the United States. And I know it's 91 days, not many days to go here, but we've got to make every single one of these count. This is truly a fight for our American values, for personal freedom and liberty, a fight for working families, for the most vulnerable in our society. And, you know, I've known Kamala Harris for about 7 years, and she has the strength and the skills and the character to not only win the election, but to lead us to a brighter future. And I can't tell you the excitement, the energy that I feel, not just here in Illinois and in Chicago, where we're going to host the convention, but as I've traveled the country and, you know, given talks in Ohio and Indiana and heading to Tennessee and Arizona soon. Really, I feel this kind of palpable, you know, people are ready for change and they're ready for Kamala. So I just want to remind you quickly that, you know, Donald Trump and J.D. Vance, I mean, it's frightening what we're up against. 34-time convicted felon, an adjudicated rapist, a congenital liar. You know, that's just one of them. He's you know, truly a fraud, Donald Trump. And J.D. Vance is just his mini-me. And every day he's proving that he's more and more the Sarah Palin of Dan Quayle's. So these are two men who, you know, while being wholly unfit to hold the highest offices in the land, remain one step away from the White House. It's almost hard to believe that this is the country that we live in, that there are enough people that might put them there, but there are. And so that's why we've all got to work pretty hard here. The harm that they could cause in this country would be irreversible. 91 days. I want to make sure everybody's working hard. Donate, volunteer, tell your friends, get involved. Thanks so much to all the comics that are on this call and everyone else. And let's go win this thing.
Stay on the screen for a second, Governor. Thank you so much for doing this. And I will be coming to Chicago with the Late Show, so I'll come over and you seem like you would have a pool. You seem like you would have an in-ground pool. You seem like you're doing all right. You know what I'm saying? So maybe I'll come over.
Our in-ground pool is Lake Michigan.
Okay, that's good. That's good. You know, the line. You know the line from Caddyshack: pool, pond to be good for you. I'm that guy. But you make some great points. It's really an important time in our country, and thank you for the time. I want to move this along to a great comedian, Adam Pauly. Adam, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much, Paul. It's really amazing to be here at such a critical moment. Is that thing on my eye? Is there something on my eyes? I can't see my own image right now, and I'm not really sure what's. Anyway, I just wanted to say it's like really important, especially as a father of a daughter. You know that is there something?
Yeah,
I can't see my own image.
It's the other side, right there. You got your fingers right on it. No,
I'm trying to get it, and it's really. I don't know if someone's okay. Now it's kind of gotten. I don't even know if I can. You know what the point is of me, you know, saying how important it is and how how easy it is to donate and to feel like you've. We're in France.
Are you at the Olympics?
Yeah. Yes, I'm reporting live from the Olympics, and I wish I could see my own image because my son is doing the actual controls of the Zoom right now, and he told me don't worry about it, and I just can't.
You're good. You're good.
Quite see. I see Ike.
There you go.
Hi, Ike. Anyway, you don't need me to tell you, just what we're up against and how democracy is really on the ballot, and especially as the father of a daughter. And oh God, I can't. I'm having. I think my son is messing with my controls here.
You're a very
Oh, we're moving through them all. We're moving through them all. Okay, I'm gonna fix this. But I really thank you for. Anyway, thank you.
All right. Thanks, Adam. That was great. Terrific. I want to announce something really fantastic, that we've already raised $100,000. And we've been on for 20 minutes. Incredible. And Bill and Kathryn Carmody are matching $20,000. So we get to 20 in this next round, we're going to get a match. And we are all going to go swimming at the governor's pool. I swear to God, that guy has a pool. I don't care what anybody says. And I'm getting a watch from Lil Rel. I am. So thank you so much for everybody to do that. Keep doing it. Let it keep rolling in. Okay. Keep telling your friends, comics for Kamala.com to bring in other people to watch this and participate. Again, every dollar goes to the Harris campaign. Also, we got a big guest coming down the road here in a little while. So you want to sit tight. It's somebody big, we promise. And so you're going to want to look forward to that. I want to bring on our next guest, Maxwell Frost. Hey, Max.
Hey, how you doing? Thank you so much for having me on. Well, it's good to be here with everybody. I'm Congressman Maxwell Frost. I'm proud to represent Florida's 10th Congressional District in Congress. And many of you know I'm the first generation Z member of Congress and the youngest person in Congress right now. If I were a unit of measure, Donald Trump would be about 3 Maxwell Frosts, because he's the oldest nominee that any party is going to have on the ballot. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure if he's up to the task. So he might need to step aside. But either way, it's important that people go out and vote and continue to support Vice President Kamala Harris. You know, I got involved in politics when I was 15 years old because I didn't want to get shot in school. That's why I got involved in politics. Over a decade later, now I'm in Congress, and President Biden started the first Office of Gun Violence Prevention, which is led by the Vice President. And we've seen that gun violence has gone down around this country since the offices started, since the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act was passed into law. And there's so much going on by way of all the issues we care about: the existential climate crisis, ending gun violence, making sure that we can get more affordable housing because rent is too damn high. And many of you probably heard when I first got elected to Congress, I couldn't find a place to live because my credit was so bad that I got denied from every apartment I applied to in Washington, D.C. And so this is really personal for me. And electing someone like Donald Trump isn't a pause, it's a rollback on all the things that we care about. So everybody, especially young Americans, we need people to go out and vote in defense of all of our rights, in defense of everything we care about, and making sure that we elect someone who actually gives a damn about us and the future that we deserve as a country, but also as a people. When I first decided to run for Congress, when my friends, encouraged me to run, the first thing I said was hell no, because I said I was too young, and I thought it was impossible, and I thought I wouldn't be able to do it. But what helped me do it was every day, the volunteers, the people who gave money, the people who believed in me, even in times when I didn't even believe in myself. And so this call, we need everybody to donate. Please donate to make sure that we can make sure that we elect Vice President Kamala Harris to be our next president. No amount is too small and no amount is too big. So, there is an amount that's too big, legally speaking, to stay legal.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. We'll work. Yeah. We'll work out.
Okay, cool.
By the way, do you play the drums? I'm seeing a little drum action back there.
I do play the drums.
You got a kit. You got a kit.
I have a kit. I went to art school. I mean, it was what I wanted to do before something went wrong with me, and I decided to run for Congress. But I'm an art school kid, and I grew up playing jazz drums, and so that's another thing. If you care about the arts,
Yeah.
And if you care about music and you care about this, you got to support Kamala Harris, because someone like Donald Trump doesn't see the value in it. It doesn't understand that this is about work. It's about changing lives. And so either way, I'm proud to that this is an administration that cares about the arts and want to continue to fund it.
Right.
So make
Great.
sure y'all please donate to the to this, so we can make sure we get the vice president elected. And we got to protect sofas across the entire country. JD Vance is your dude.
Absolutely. Hey, it's great to have you, and it means a lot, and great message, and thank you, and congrats on the great work you're doing in Congress. Real quick, just to jump off of what the congressman's mentioning, it doesn't have to just be money to get involved, okay? Go to iwillvote.org. Make sure you register. Make sure people in your family, your friends register, or volunteer. Democrats.org/take-action, okay? To be part of this in one way. Follow our live feed, okay? Use @ComicsForKamala on Instagram and Twitter. Just get the word out. Tell them how this is going. Tell them how you're feeling. We've already raised over $100,000, and we're going to keep going here. I want to bring on our next guest, a really terrific actor and comedian, Nick Offerman. Nick, welcome.
Hello, thank you very kindly for having me. My name is Nick Offerman, and I'm so grateful to be here and be part of this effort. I would never have thought it would be necessary to say, but I'm powerfully grateful to vote for a presidential candidate in Kamala Harris, who didn't just prosecute rapists, but also is not one herself. So please count me in on that team. We got a lot of smart, beautiful, and charming people here tonight, as well as the actor Jon Hamm, and they have a lot of inspiring things to say. So I'll let them do all the talking, but it's great because I think there are going to be a lot of Republicans who, for obvious reasons, are Kamala curious, that are going to be tuning in. And so I've written a song for the evening from the point of view of one of these Republicans that might have once been blind, but now can see a way clear to decency. When he mocked the disabled and war heroes, I looked the other way. He said to march on the Capitol, well, if the president says it's okay. And I don't mind sex with porn stars, I'd do it too if I had the guts. But when it comes to fucking the furniture, well, that's just fucking nuts. So I'm proud to be a Kamala man who has quit the GOP. 'Cause I just can't abide a man who's tried for 34 felonies. And it's time to stand up and face the fact that the men that I once cheered are a bunch of wingnut white nationalists. Well, those guys are fucking weird. Well, I bought me a Trump Bible, 'cause like me, he's a man of God. But when he rants about sharks and batteries, I find that doddering old man kind of odd. And while I'm no theologian, I thought it rather queer when they said that God let that fireman die, but only nicked Don's precious ear. So I'm proud to be on Kamala's side, where I know I'll never see some spray tan tool denying a girl her ethnic identity. And JD Vance looks like a baby's butt underneath that creepy beard. So I say it loud and I sing it proud. Those guys are fucking weird. From Wisconsin to Pennsylvania, from Georgia to AZ, Michigan and Nevada, they'll all swing with our diversity. 'Cause Kamala's got momentum, and more importantly, she didn't hide any nuclear secrets where the Mar-a-Lagos pee. That's why I'm proud to be a Kamala man. She's a POTUS that you could hug. And if he was here, I'd like to crack a beer with future first husband Doug, 'cause they stand for hope and unity and the families we hold dear. That Trump and Vance, they ain't got a chance. Those guys are fucking weird. Thank you very much.
Terrific. Terrific. Can I get back on with Nick? Oh, I can't. I'm sorry. I didn't think I was going to get to this place emotionally. And Nick, I want to, for the record, let everybody know that those mutton chops, they aren't Zoom generated. Those are the real deal right there. So.
But yeah, I don't have any of Adam Palley's children with me.
Thank you so much. That was terrific. It's so funny, and means a lot that you made some time to be part of this. And thanks for getting the word, helping getting the word out on this and being part of this.
My pleasure.
Offerman, everybody.
Give of your time and your filthy lucre.
See you. Folks, we've raised over $125,000. We're a juggernaut. We cannot be stopped. Do you understand? We're going to raise enough money to buy Mar-a-Lago by the end of this. All right. I want to do some shout outs. Jennings Wynn is hosting a watch party. Lovely. Glad to have you watching tonight. Just some regular folk out there. Olivia Clark watching tonight with her husband, Ethan. Ethan, put on some pants. Just, it's you got some major leaguers here. You know what I'm saying, my friend? You know what? I think we got to record that song, Nick. Get it down, lay down, and I think you're gonna make some money off of that, baby. All right, we are gonna move this thing along. The incredible comedian actress Tiffany Haddish is with us. Tiffany, welcome.
Hey, Paul. Hi, everybody. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good. Well, look here. I am zooming in all the way from Zanzibar. It's 3:32 in the morning, and I went ahead and put on a cute swimming suit to raise some money for Kamala. Now, imagine I'm here. Tiffany Haddish is here, and I'm just here to try to make you laugh a little bit, and I want to get you to thinking and to hit that ballot box for Kamala, okay? And I'm willing to twerk tonight or to this morning, your time on my time, in my two-piece. Well, it's a one-piece, but I got a sarong to go with it, because I'm trying to be respectable. Look, I love me some Kamala. I need her to be the president, first of all, because I need somebody to have my back in these damn streets. And Kamala is a real one, okay? She's the type that would be at the barbecue, but would show up meaning business, but also wanted to know who made the potato salad and who decided to put raisins in it, because we don't do that. We don't do that.
Exactly.
I met Kamala. I met her. And at first I was concerned, like most women like me. Why do I want to meet her? She's the law. I don't know. She put my ex in jail. But then I had to think about it. Thank you, Kamala, for putting him in jail, because now he got his life together. He went through your little program. He got him a career now, and he's not asking me to help him out. So I appreciate her for that. And I got to meet her, and when I met her, I realized that we had so much in common. She knows common, I know common. We just, we know things. And her husband's Jewish, I'm Jewish, so I'm automatically gonna vote for her, because he said he's gonna introduce me to some of his friends, and I'm with it. Plus, she hit up my auntie and reminded her to bring that Tupperware back to my house. So I deal with Kamala, and I'm willing to twerk if they willing to put some money up. So what's up?
That you hit it all perfectly. Can we get her back? Can we get Tiffany back for a second?
I'm here
working. That's what I want. Yeah.
Can we put Tiffany back on the screen with me? There you go.
You want me to twerk from Zanzibar?
I want to take it. Yeah, come on.
Lisa, you know I twerk. You know I'll be twerking, girl. This
Tell
right
me.
here.
Oh, I thought you were just wearing a flower. Damn. Yeah. Here we go. Nick Offerman, get the car.
Put the money up. Now, I can't do it like Meg Thee Stallion, but I got something going here.
You do.
You
Watch
know.
out. You're gonna throw out your hip. Watch out.
Oh, I'm not throwing out no hips. These hips have been stretched. I stretched before this even happened. But she definitely qualifies for the job, y'all. Kamala has more qualifications than I have braids right now.
Yeah.
And I'm tired.
Yeah. And I agree. I'm with you about the raisins. I'm with you about the
Find
raisins.
out who is winning.
Yeah, there you go. You got it. You're the best. I want to take a nap on that bed. Oh my God, that looks so amazingly
You
comfortable.
want to get in my bed? I don't know if your credit score is good enough. It sounds like a lot of them politicians.
No, I didn't mean it like that. Look, I'm married. My wife's right over here.
Good, because I didn't want you in my bed anyway.
Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Carol, Tiffany Haddish is hitting on me. She's inviting me into her bed.
I'm not hitting on him, Carol. He's trying to get in my bed. He said he wanted to get in my bed.
You're the best. Thank you. Thank you so much for doing this. All right, there you go. I'm getting divorced after this, everybody. I don't care. My wife's saying I'll say it.
Hold up now. I'm still here.
Okay, go. I gotta watch out. All right, I'm flustered. Where are we going? Oh, we got a great person coming on. Ike Barinholtz. Ike, welcome to the show.
Oh, hey everyone. Hi guys. Hi. Sorry, there's a little confusion on my end here.
Let's go, little T. Thank you.
Is this for RFK Jr., this Zoom?
It's not. I mean, well, it's to raise money. It's to raise money to find the bear. There's a bear that's lost in the woods.
I'm sorry. I'm looking for my friends. Is Roseanne, are you here? Is Roseanne on this Zoom? Russell Brand? They're not here. Okay. Okay, we'll do Kamala. Great. Just real quick shout out to Congressman Eric Swalwell for assembling this group of people. They're like the Avengers, but kind of uglier. And I want to say, Nick Offerman, you look amazing, and I'm really looking forward to your portrayal as President Chester A. Arthur. I think everyone is going to come on this Zoom and they're going to say versions of the same thing, which is Kamala Harris needs to win. She needs to be the next president of the United States. And I think if you're on this Zoom, you got to ask yourself, what can I do in the next 90 days or so to make that happen? And it's important to donate. It's important to give. It's important to post. But I'm here to implore you, if you are in between gigs right now, or your show is on hiatus, or you're not doing stand-up, and if you are able to donate time, if you are able specifically to go to a swing state for a couple of days and volunteer for the campaign, that is something that is, I think, very, very, very helpful. And it's you get to see democracy in action. I did it in 2008 in Ohio for Barack Obama. Some people say that's why he won. I don't know. I don't say that. But if you have a couple days or a couple weeks or even a couple months, go call your aunt in Michigan and catch up with her and knock on doors. Go visit your college roommate in Pennsylvania. I'm going to go to Nevada because I have a gambling. It's not a problem. It's like a habit. But I'm going to go and I'm going to knock on doors all day. And then I'm going to go to the casino and I'm going to play blackjack for a half hour and wake up and knock on doors again. And if you're able to do that for the campaign, please volunteer your time. If Donald Trump wins, the country's over. He will put us all in some kind of showbiz gulag where Scott Baio will be our overlord, and we cannot let that happen. So please, anything you can, and if you're able to go and spend a couple weeks working for the campaign, specifically in a swing state, that would be amazing. Harris Pritzker 24.
There you go. Ike, thank you so much. If Trump wins, your gambling problem, you probably go to one of his failed casinos and try it there. But that's great. Thank you so much. And it's the man behind Barack Obama, everybody. I mean, we always wondered who the mystery man was that made that happen. And there you go. Awesome, man. Great message. Thank you so much. Real quick, donate. Every dollar goes to this cause. comicsforkamala.com. Tell your friends to come check it out, have some fun, throw some money our way. You can vote. Just go vote, for God's sakes. iwillvote.org. Lots of things you can do to get involved if money isn't something you can do. But I want to bring on a very, very special guest that I had mentioned before was coming on, and I don't think he needs any introduction. Mark Hamill, everybody.
I'm unmuted. Well, listen, I'm still rattled by Ike's comment about Scott Baio being our overlord, but I'm going to try and overcome that.
I understand.
It's great being on with some of my favorite comedians. I have an advantage though, because I mean, everyone knows you're funny, but since I'm not funny, if I accidentally say anything that's even mildly amusing, that's a win. I'm in Winnipeg, Canada, and they're for Kamala here too. It's not just us. The whole world knows we can't fly off the rails and have the orange atrocity back again. So donate, tell your friends, iwillvote.com, make sure everybody's registered, blah, 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 all the usual things. And thanks for having me. I'm going to just sit back and enjoy myself. Love you guys.
Can I just say real quick, if you could pop me on, Mark, thank you for doing this, and thanks for taking the time. And with the whole kind of hazy background there, you got a little Jedi thing going a little bit. I know you didn't, and then the blue with the thing, you just look like you were just about to kind of do a little bit of that business.
That's the Carrie Lake filter I have. Just blurs everything back. Oh, put my hood up.
There you go. There we go.
There you go.
And I have so many questions about life and our existence. Can I ask you, there's so much from your past with Star Wars. Frank Oz says hello, by the way.
Oh, one of the greatest living
Human
everything.
beings.
Yes, exactly. Great person, great actor, great director, great writer, great everything.
He's the original Yoda. He's the original Yoda. Try going to a diner with him though. He orders everything backwards. You know, eggs I will have. It's like, all right, Frank, we get it. You're Yoda. Enough. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, Mark Hamill, thank you so much for the time. Hang out.
And you know, Frank is being designated a Disney legend this Sunday, along with somebody, up and coming actor. What's his name again? Oh yeah, Harrison Ford.
Oh my God. Yeah. He told me that. I know he's on the West Coast right now, but yeah, he told me he's just...
I would be there, except I'm working in, like I say, in Winnipeg, but Frank is one of the all-time greats. And we stayed friends from Empire Strikes Back on.
Oh,
and we
he's a
knew
mensch. He's a mensch.
Yeah.
He did the Muppets with Jim Henson, and he's not a fan of yours, but I don't know if I should tell you that now, but I think you're a good guy, and I stuck up for you, but I don't know, whatever. But
I appreciate that. Honestly,
so we're gonna run. Thank you so much for doing this. And we are gonna go right on to Lake Bell. Welcome, Lake.
Hi. Wow, casually just following Mark Hamill. I didn't realize that was gonna happen. And yet, hi, Mark. Okay, so this is very cool. I've been given a task to announce that at this juncture, we have raised $175,000. So that is where we are right now. And I think what that is kind of what we're all echoing, is this collective kind of logical, essential support for someone who is actually providing real motivation and inspiration to this party, but then also to the country and to people who are first-time voters and first-time donors, which I think is really what moves me. And yes, I'm a parent to a daughter and a son, and I feel so motivated in a way that I also canvassed for Obama and Ike. I'm not saying it was, I'm sure it was mostly you, but I'm just saying, I also was there. And so we share that alike. But I think that Kamala has such an authentic voice of reason and this sort of sober sharpness and encouragement that feels so refreshing in a time where the alternate choice is untenable.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think I just echo that essential quality to this candidate, as well as, yes, historic making. All of those other things are a reason to donate and continue this momentum that we all collectively can feel. And God, we've wanted it. So 100, we're at 175. Let's keep going. It's easy to click. It's easy. It's like it's made easy in order to, okay, if you see this, we're up to 200,000. Wow, 200,000 raised. So
Incredible.
I guess that worked.
Yeah.
But yeah, continue to
Yes.
do whatever you guys just did, please.
I think it's you. I think you're doing. Can
I
you
am
put
wearing
me up there?
blue.
Put me up on the screen?
Okay. Listen,
Fantastic.
I'll move on, but
Really well
thank
put.
you for even having here.
No, and the other thing the other thing she brings is compassion, which has been gone for a long time, and this lack of.
There is this sense, yes, there is this sense of, I have not met her, I haven't had that pleasure, but I do feel like this is a person who can be reasonable and who allows for that kind of hug of humanity and discussion, and it's like a sober quality to discuss what's at hand, you know, which is what I think we're all goddamn craving. So anyway.
Yeah. Well, so well put. Thank you for joining, and you're good luck, man. Whenever you come on, we pop
All
up
right.
to 25
I'll
grand.
stick around.
See you in a little bit. All right. Thank you.
All right. Thanks.
Up next, John Stamos and Matt Friend. Hey guys, how are you?
Well, right. Well, we're doing very well, right? But you introduced me as Matt Friend, which is really kind of pissing me off because I'm Howard Stern. I'm here with John Stamos.
Hi, Howard.
So, John, let me ask you then.
Okay.
Right, democracy's on the line. It's an important election. Right.
Yes. Right.
Can you talk to me about your dating life in the 90s?
We're just talking about the election.
No, but I want to know. You're just too attractive. I mean, I just want to know, like, why are you even here? Why are you supporting Kamala Harris?
Well,
why should people vote for her?
Because.
Right. Talk to me.
Well, let me talk.
I'm asking you.
Go ahead, Howard. This is a great Howard.
No, tell me. Why should people vote for Kamala?
Well, because I felt like the two people that have been running didn't want to be president. One was running to stay out of jail. The other one was running because he thought he could beat him. And now we have someone who wants to do good in the country. You look great.
I interviewed President Biden, and I've interviewed you. Yeah. You got to get Kamala on my show.
Okay,
right?
okay.
Well, John, thank you for answering my question.
Thank you.
How does it feel to be the only beach boy that doesn't support Donald Trump?
The other one's going to get me in trouble.
Now, here's another question.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, are we taking the wig off? We're moving on. Okay, good. I was intimidated. Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry.
That's the Trump. That's old.
Oh no, this isn't a trumpet. This is because I hurt my ear trying to get into your house. It's the new. It's in style now.
Take it off.
I'm taking it off.
Give us some of your great impressions. Trump. He does a great Trump doing what is it called?
I do a bit. Yeah. Well, first of all, I'm so honored to be here with the great John Stamos. He's the nicest guy, and I'm so excited to be here for Kamala. And you know, the alternative.
I got Matt Gaetz here.
Yeah, you got Matt Gaetz here. To do a Donald Trump, if you want to sound like him, which no one on the Zoom wants to, but John, you only have to do one thing, and that is mispronounce very big words whenever you're talking.
Right.
So imagine how he would summarize the basic plot of Harry Potter.
Good.
I think he'd just be like, "Here's the deal. There was a spoy wizard, and his name was Harry Potter. Okay, John? The guy was such a disaster. He went to this terrible school. It was called Hogwarts. He befriended these two losers. They were named Rune and Hermione. They were nasty people, just horrible." And then he actually did this because Donald Trump was talking, and he called Hamas hummus. And he goes, "Hummus needs to be destroyed." I just wanted him to just keep finishing the grocery list and naming random foods, like the leader of hummus, Baba Ganoush, is a nasty guy. It's the worst invasion since tikka masala in the 90s. Yeah. But
here, try these on.
Oh my God. Now, you were pointing out my Mitch McConnell. This is the one impression, John, that I do to seduce women. Because to get people my age attracted to me, I just do my Mitch McConnell impression at parties. I'll just put these on like this. And what I do is, I make this face that just screams I'm holding in an intense amount of, well, frankly, diarrhea.
Do you do him having sex?
Do I do? Well, that's kind of for a different Zoom. Okay. That is the JD Vance Zoom. By the way, it is a thrill to be here because John Stamos actually has the couch from Full House here in his house.
Amazing.
The one couch that JD Vance has not had sex with yet. So before we go,
Very nice.
Before we go, I do just want to say, this is Barack Obama, and on the campaign trail when I ran for president, I asked everybody if they were fired up. So John, I want everybody to tell me if they're fired up to go out for Kamala. Are you fired up? Are you fired up? I'm ready to go. Come on now, Kamala Harris, everybody.
There we go. Matt Friend, John Stamos. Matt, when you had the wig on, you looked like you had your twin brother in that frame behind you, that lion. Great job, guys. Hilarious.
Thank you.
Thank
Go
you.
vote. Go vote.
Go vote. John Stamos, best hair in the world. Senator Mallory McMorrow, come on down, as they say. How are you?
Oh my gosh, how am I supposed to follow those 97 incredible people that just went before me?
Oh, just do you. Just do you.
I'm State Senator Mallory McMorrow. And if you're wondering why the heck I'm here, I'm from one of those very important battleground states called Michigan. And if I look familiar, it's because in 2022, colleagues accused me of being a groomer and a pedophile. And I gave a speech in response that led Fox News to call me liberal Karen with a headband. So for all of you Fox News watchers, hello, good to see you again. This is an incredible night. All of these calls that have come together so organically for Kamala feels so exciting. And I know that there's a lot of people who watch these calls and think, you know, I can't make a real difference. This is too big. And I'm here to tell you from Michigan that you can. Any donation, $5, $10, $20. I know if you go out to a night of stand-up comedy, this one is free. I know at my comedy club, there's a 2-item minimum. So whatever you would spend on that at your comedy club, donate that. You can go to comicsforkamala.com, and that helps us buy Post-it notes and literature and stamps and clipboards and snacks for all of the volunteers in a state like ours who are going to go door to door, have real conversations with people who in a state like ours are so burned out and frustrated and angry, but are finally starting to see that we can hope again and that there is a future that isn't driven by a man who goes out there and somehow gives speeches about the late, great Hannibal Lecter, or another man who goes falconing and then drops a dead bear cub off at the park. So those are the two men running for president. I think it's time that we pick a different direction. Keep laughing. Take a break from laughing. Donate. If you can't donate, you don't want to donate. Everybody who said to come knock doors, please do that. The best antidote to doom scrolling, come knock doors with me. I will take you out for pickle pizza here in Detroit. The Detroit Lions are awesome. They're going to be great this year. Michigan's a great place in the fall, and we will welcome you with open arms, and we will save democracy together.
Did you say pickle? Did you say, can I get on the screen here? Did you say pickle pizza in Detroit? Because I work at Royal Oak, Michigan at the Comedy Castle. I don't know how far that is from.
That is 4 minutes from my house.
Right, you gotta come to the show.
I was just there for Kristen Key, who's a very good friend of mine. But yeah, pickle
you
pizza.
gotta try pickle pizza. I'm Italian. I've never had it.
Put it on the menu.
It sounds amazing.
Let's do
You
it.
make a lot of great points and a lot of ways that people can be part of this voting, organizing, getting the word out, donating. But I want to move this along. Thank you so much, Senator. The incredibly talented, funny Rosie O'Donnell joins us. Hi, Rosie.
There we go. Unmute. How are you?
Fine. How are you? Thanks for doing this.
I'm really well, thank you. I'm on vacation here in New Jersey because my son is getting married in a week. And the house that I'm staying in is an a VRBO. And it was one of those commercials, you know, where you walk in and they have all the scary dolls' heads and they say, go to a hotel, don't go to a house. That's exactly where I am right now. There are mice, there are carpenter ants, and there are fruit flies.
Yeah.
And
there's a man with an axe. There's a man with an axe walking up behind you right now, just so you know.
Well, you know what? There is a guy who owns the place, but he told us if anyone asks, we have to say that we are his friend. So we have to pretend and he's Russian and he keeps getting a lot of very heavy packages delivered here. And we asked him why there was no dish towels or no bowls for cereal. And he said, people steal.
Mm-hmm. And that man is J.D. Vance.
Yeah, exactly. It's not even good. But I'm here with my kids as my one child gets married, and I have a autistic little 11-year-old, and they are just amazing. And you know, when she was a little girl, she was very verbal, and she has since been diagnosed with autism and is doing really well at her school. And there's a great little story that she had a friend come over to her at a party when she was like 4, and the friend didn't really speak yet. She was babbling and babbling, and Dakota waited until the friend was done and looked and said, "I'm sorry, Stephen, but I don't speak Spanish." Right? So she's absolutely the most adorable thing that I've ever had the privilege of raising. And it's part of the reason that I'm such a massive supporter of Kamala, because of her interest in taking care of caregivers, taking care of people who have someone in their home that is in need of extra help or special needs. And, we need somebody in the White House who's going to fight for equality for all people. And that is certainly not the orange clown bag. It is definitely Kamala Harris. And I've never met her. And I only met Donald Trump twice. Once at his wedding, his second wedding. I went there as the date of Marla Maples' former Broadway partner, and I was his +1. And as Donald walked down the aisle to his wedding, waiting bride, he shook the hands of every celebrity in the Trump Plaza. It was the funniest thing I'd ever seen in my life. And we had a little bit of a tussle back in 2007 that's lasted, 17 years. But, listen, I know he's the worst human on earth. I know that the day that President Biden stepped down, the most glorious act of generosity and patriotism, I went out and bought 100 Kamala t-shirts, and I will not take them off until she's in that White House. And I believe in her. I believe in the spirit that she brings back to all of us. We were like lulled into depressive complacency with him and all his nastiness and rhetoric, and everyone in the world is horrible and he's the only one who could do it. And you know what? We've all had enough. Onward, America. Here we go. We can all feel it. We love it. And I'll do anything I can in my power between now and then to ensure that we get the president we deserve.
Absolutely great message. Good luck. My brother Arthur worked with autistic children for 40 years, and the things have really progressed. I wish you well with your son, and also that wedding you're at. Apparently, he shook all those people's hands. Trump. He also took them on his wedding night. So it's funny. Because he's that kind of guy.
He's that kind of guy. But
at least there's a dossier that says that. Rosie, thank you so much for the time.
Hey, thank you, everyone. Thanks for showing up.
Congrats on the wedding. Hope all goes well. I want to make another announcement. Ron Conway has agreed to match the next $10,000 that is given. So if anyone else is watching and would like to match also, comicsforkamala.com. If you want to be cool like Ron, if you don't want to be cool, you don't want to match, okay, so be like that. All right. That's all I'm saying. No, but Ron Conway, thank you so much. Next $10,000 that gets that we tally up is matched by Ron. That is terrific. And up next, an old friend of mine from the Daily Show days when we worked together, Ed Helms. Hey, Ed, how are you?
What's up, Paul? How are you?
I'm well, buddy. Great to see you again.
Yeah, it's been a lot of years, but you look good.
I know.
You look really good.
With the whole thing and the thing.
You're rocking a Henley. Henleys are very sort of manly.
I bought this in San Francisco. I hadn't worn it in a while. My wife said this is a good blue for you. So
size it down a little bit so it's tighter and your muscles bulge a little bit. I think we'll have something.
No, I'm too Italian for that. I'll look like a Guido. But
all right.
Great to see you.
Yeah, right on. Well, listen, I'm so excited and proud to be here. I was thinking, why am I here? Like, what am I really doing here? What can I really contribute? And the thing that I just want everyone to hear is pitch in, raise that money, raise the dough, because my appearance fee is $400,000. So like Kamala doesn't see a dime until we're over $400,000, because that first $400,000 goes to me. And that's just the way showbiz works, but that's fine. And the other thing is, I was in a hurry to get here to be on this thing, and I may have had a couple of beers. I may have been in a terrible car accident. The point is, there's a lot of commotion, injuries, etc. There's going to be a lot of litigation. And I feel like because I was coming to this thing should pay for all of my legal fees, which will probably be another $200,000 or $300,000. So really, we're looking at like 700, 800 going to me before the campaign sees a dime. So I just want to make sure that we're raising a lot of the money. Raise the dough for me. And I should point out for legal reasons that I am 100% kidding, because Kamala Harris's campaign will see every dime of the money raised, and I will see none of it. I'm going to litigate, by the way, because I do think I deserve a lot of money, but truthfully, I don't get what's all the hype about Kamala Harris. She's not what she doesn't have experience. Oh, wait. District Attorney of San Francisco, Attorney General of California, Senator of California, Vice President. I feel like I'm preaching to the choir, because most people on this thing agree Kamala Harris is phenomenal and awesome. And also, she's got a little riz, right? Some of that charisma. She's got a lot of viral memes that are insanely charming.
Absolutely.
And that means a lot in today's society.
You gotta grab the kids. You gotta grab the kids with the social means. You gotta and let's not, let's just air our dirty laundry. You called me before this and you said, "Hey Paul, I'll do this, but you think I can get an addition on my house?" And I'm like, "I don't know. You can ask."
Yeah.
And maybe the poor guy's he's only got a 6-bedroom, 4-bath house right now. The guy's he's starving over there.
I don't have a gym. I need a gym.
You need an indoor basketball court.
That's right.
Great to have you, Ed. Miss you, buddy. Thank you so much for doing this.
Adios.
Everybody, keep donating, please. We want to keep raising the bucks. And I also want to, excuse me one second. We are going to move on to Phoebe Robinson. But before I do that, I want to make sure that everybody remembers, you can tell your friends about this. Tell them to go to comicsforkamala.com, join in, watch, go grab some friends, have them tell them about it. Post something on social at Comics for Kamala, on Instagram, Twitter, get the word out. Anything you can do during this show would be fantastic. And of course, after. Phoebe Robinson, welcome.
Hi, Paul. How are you?
Oh, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm in Brooklyn. I'm at home. I've been loving watching this whole thing. Before I say anything, Rosie O'Donnell is in a mice-filled rental house. That's not okay. It is not okay. When our white celebs are in mice-infested houses, we have to do something. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. We need. We're gonna do a Zoom for her next.
Please, we have to.
In a week, it's gonna be killrosiesmice.com. That's what we're going for.
No, but I'm happy to be here. My family's very political. My brother's actually a state rep for District 19 in Ohio. He's been a local politician for 3 terms now, running for another term. And, when he started, he had to flip a district. It was red and it was now blue. And we all know that Ohio is such a, kind of dicey place as someone who's from there. But that's why it's so important to have someone like Kamala she's shaking things up. She's re-energizing. She's not going to have the same sort of 10 kind of bullet point policies. She's really going to look after women's rights, which, I think that is one of the most key things because, men are trying to strip us of all the rights. And I know you're not supposed to listen to people with chipped red nail polish, but I mean it. Okay, I know what I'm talking about. This is chaotic, but I know what I'm talking about. And I think she's really looking out for the people. And I think one of the things that I really admire and respect about Kamala is her level of empathy. And I really think it's dangerous to have a leader who has zero empathy, who cannot relate to anyone else, who cannot put himself in someone else's shoes when he has to make decisions that are going to affect so many lives. So, I know Biden stepped aside and Kamala's, and it's this is not a default decision. This is the only correct decision. She is the only person that can take over right now and help turn things around. And you know what? She's been Black since day one. Breaking news. She's been half Black, half Indian since day one. She's going to continue to be that. You know, you can't turn it back. It's called, you know, DNA and genetics. And she's really gonna, if we get behind her, we all show up to vote. We, you know, call, we canvass, we do all the things. We really put our money where our mouth is, keep donating. We're going to get this woman into office, and she's going to help lead us out of the muck that we are in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Can we put me back on the screen with, that is so great. I do want to ask that we raise a little side money for your fingernails, because
I just need $60 plus
see.
tip. That's all I need.
Let me see. There's a thing called, there's a thing called CBS. I'm just throwing it out there. Boss lady. Great message. Thank you so much for doing this. Means a lot that you're part of
Having
this.
me.
Thank you. Big announcement. Here we go. Should have a drum roll, like a telethon. Kendra Elliott just contributed $25,000. Kendra Elliott, thank you so much. 25,000. This is so amazing. You guys are just knocking it out of the park for us, and we really appreciate it. I want to bring in Kathy Griffin real quick. She wants to pop on and say a little something. Hi, Kathy.
Yeah, hey, Paul, thanks a lot. I just wanted to say I want to match Ben Stiller's $20,000.
Wow.
Well, the only thing is I didn't quite tell Ben I was going to say this, but Ben, I love you. We go way back, and I'm going to match that 20 grand.
Wait. Are you setting
What?
it? Does Ben know that he's contributing 20,000? Or are you boxing him into contributing 20,000?
You know what? He's on a need to know basis. And so it's 40 grand from the Griffin Stiller contingency.
There you go. 40 grand. We just
Love you, Ben.
You're the best. Thank you, Kathy. That's terrific. Thank you so much. All right. We're going to go to really, really couple of funny people. And one of these people I used to do stand up with at the comic strip in New York City years ago. Lisa Ann Walter and Tom Arnold. Hey, guys.
Hey, how are you?
Hi.
Are we on?
I don't know. We don't see ourselves yet, but there we are.
Okay, I see Paul.
Hi, Lisa.
Hey, Paul, it's been a minute. How you doing, man?
Great to see you, man.
Thanks for having us. By the way, I'm a Giants fan, Paul, and I'll bet you $1,000 that the owners of the Giants donate more money to Kamala Harris than the owner of the Patriots. Will you take me up on that?
I will take you up on that. Although Bill Belichick may write a check. You never know. He's got some.
That's true.
He
can't write it. He's not going to write a Tish check.
It's not time for Calderall. It's not time for boys in sports and all of
Yeah.
little.
You too.
Oh, I still have my cards I collected. Let's go. Come on.
Lisa, tell us why you're here today.
I am here because I was getting a little alarmed, Tom. I was watching the way the country was going. It was a little scary. I said, if I knew we were headed towards a Handmaid's Tale and I was going to be wearing that big red cape, I wouldn't have cut out carbs. I just let my fat ass fly free.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here because I support Kamala Harris, because I'm a smart person. In fact, you should all know that we have had 2 seasons of Celebrity Jeopardy so far, and both of your winners are on this Zoom tonight, Ike Barinholtz and me.
Mm-hmm. That's
we are both bona fide. You're the smartest celebrities, really. I think that's what that means. We're both the smartest. So I know that right now they're planning a Zoom of Trump's smartest entertainers, supporters. Well, okay, not his smartest, his next smartest, because Ye is otherwise indisposed. But they're going to get Scott Baio and Kid Rock and the Hulk, and so the heavily mulleted are going to be represented quite well. So that's why I'm doing it. Smart people are behind Kamala Harris. I don't like stupid people representing us. I'm not a fan of our stupid representatives. I don't like that Lauren Boebert. I don't like that she went and got felt up and high at a Broadway touring show. I'm like, ma'am, you are a congresswoman. And if I had known that was possible, I would have run for office a long time ago. How dare you? She's so dumb, Tom. Lauren Boebert is so dumb.
How dumb? How dumb is she?
Lauren Boebert is so dumb. She thought the three branches of government were the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria.
Oh, Lord.
Lauren Boebert is so dumb.
Oh, yeah. How dumb is she, Lisa?
Lauren Boebert is so dumb. She thought the Supreme Court was the regular court with guacamole and sour cream.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Oh, Lord.
Those are all my jokes for the night.
Hey, I'm glad. Hey, look, Lisa.
But I will. What? Go ahead, Tom.
I'm glad you're running the jokes by me before you put them on the Zoom, because there's a couple clunkers. We'll talk. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, that's not what the country says, Tom.
Yeah, I know. We love you.
Hey, Tom, what's going on in that couch behind you? Are you studying for a final or something?
Well, the kids.
My kids. How to get on?
My kids are 8 and 11, and
Yeah.
we had this. I'm a single dad. I got 4 ex-wives, and by the way, you can have 3 ex-wives. You can have 3 ex-wives and still kind of go, yeah, those crazy women. But if you have 4 ex-wives, you go, holy shit, it's me. It's 100%.
Yes,
But
exactly.
I'm a single dad. We're trying to keep it. It was clean about 2 minutes ago, but we have play dates today.
All right. Okay.
But why are you here, Tom?
I'm here. Well, first of all, I'm a bad Jew, according to Donald Trump. I'm also an addict alcoholic. And looking at the faces here, this has been a 12-step meeting for me. I see a lot of familiar faces. I also try to keep up with my ex-wife, Roseanne. You know, she's put out some amazing videos. Lately, her and RFK and the bear. I mean,
the bear story.
Just solid good gold. Anyway, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden are the only 2 people, the only combination of 2 people who could have saved America in 2020. I'm grateful to both of them. As a 65-year-old single dad, I'm grateful for Social Security and the reduction in my medication. Like the last list of 10 medications they're reducing had 2 of mine, Farxiga and Testro, and they're very expensive. So I just want the great work that they've been doing to continue. I'm really honored. My kids are huge Kamala fans. Their school is on the street where she lives, and I. By the way, we don't need the 10 commandments in my damn kids' school. We don't. Because then you'd have to have the Jewish commandments, and they're like 600. We don't need it. I'll tell you what, my kids' school, it's right there when you read it. Kindness, loyalty, forgiveness, respect, compassion, patience, courage. It's right there. And my last thing, I was a mystery reader for 2nd grade this year, my daughter's class. And one of the kids said, hey, do you think if when Kamala Harris is the president, you could get her to come down to the school and talk to us? I said, yes, I can. I'm Tom Arnold. I could do that. I thought I had 4.5 years. It turns out I had 6 months to make that happen. So I'm sucking up with everybody because I got to get her to come down to my kids' school. And also laughing, I have made a comedy special with Donald Trump and a porno. For real. There's a softcore porn with me and Donald Trump in it that disqualifies me from being president. It's a Playboy thing. Check it out. I mean, we're not naked, thank God.
I feel a little dirty being on the Zoom with you at this point now.
Yeah, well, listen, I want to thank you for letting me throw up in my mouth a little bit, Tom. You got to keep up with Roseanne. Tom, you got to keep up with Roseanne. Why don't you?
Amazing.
Why don't you
Can
break
we
the
do some business, you guys, real quick before we're out of here? Thanks for letting us play with you, and it's nice to see you again, Paul. But I want to match Kathy Griffin's 20 grand, and I also want to. Hey, I'm a series regular. Damn it, I got the.
You really are.
Very smart. So I want to match Kathy and Ben Stiller's surprise 20 grand. And also I'll kick in an extra 5 if Tiffany Haddish twerks at the end of this.
Oh, here you go.
Nice.
Here you go.
Nice.
Somebody match that. Match my
Tom?
25.
Yeah.
Tom?
I'll twerk about this.
Tom?
Yeah. Look at that. Oh, I Tiffany.
All right.
I love Tiffany so much.
There's another. David, why don't you twerk and get us another 5? David,
Come
on, baby.
Hector.
Hector, twerk.
Oh, I love her.
There would be a court meeting. Tom, point of order. Should we all have our screens in the gallery and then the people can choose whether or not they want to sideline them?
That's interesting. I don't know what it means, but it sounded interesting.
Or is the gallery full? Hi, Maz.
Oh my God, it's so boomer happening. I feel like I'm on a really weird dating show right now.
He's going to work the room, man. He works the room.
We're going to move this along. We're going to
I'm gonna exit
back in a minute.
I don't know if
David
that's-
back in a
that's what's
minute.
going
We're
on.
going to bring Kevin Nealon in. Kevin, thank you for waiting. Tom, thank you. Tom,
Thank
try
you,
to break-
guys.
try to keep up with Roseanne and break a story that JD Vance like buried a mongoose in a park somewhere. Kevin, thank you for waiting. Great to have you, my friend.
Thank you. Thanks everybody for being here. I'm going to start off by saying that I'm going to match Tom Arnold's $10 donation. That's what I do. Also, I think probably one of the most important things is that people should know is I will be at the City Winery in Pittsburgh this weekend, August 9th and 10th. So kind of, if you can make that, that'd be great. Anyway, I'm excited about
Also a fundraiser.
Yeah.
That's true. I'm excited about, David doesn't know the rules, does he?
No, he doesn't.
You know what? I'm looking around at everybody's houses, and I think that Lucy Strong and Lisa Ann Walker have really the nicest houses, Walter. And I would think that Kathy Griffith's house would be much nicer. Okay, now I see. Okay. Okay, that's a hotel, Kathy. You're in a hotel. Come on. So anyway, I'm going to the, I'd like to go to Chicago to the Democratic Convention because every time I go to Chicago, I have a great experience. I was able to throw in the first pitch of a Cubs game a while back, which was nerve-wracking. I swear to you, I haven't thrown a hard ball in like 20 years. So this was my plan. I was going to wake up in the morning and go to the park and find some guys throwing a hard ball around. And I would say, hey, can I throw the ball around a little bit? I'm going to, be throwing in the first pitch at the Cubs game. And so I wake up that morning and it's kind of raining out. I go to the park and nobody's there except for a father with his 6-year-old son. So I go up to the father. I said, hey, do you mind if I throw the ball around you with you for a couple of times? And I know this guy thought, oh, this poor guy didn't have a father growing up and he wants to, live out that, experience. So I threw the ball a couple of times with him and I looked off to the sideline and the kid was like so sad. He was looking down at the ground. And so, I gave the kid back to his father and I went to Wrigley Field and they gave me a jersey, a Cubs jersey, which really scared me because, maybe people thought I was on a team or something, and I wind up and I throw the pitch and I think it was a strike. I think it was good because I ended up playing the whole game in Chicago. So I love Chicago and I love everybody for being here. And I am such a fan of Kamala and I know she's going to win. She has to win. And everybody, please make a donation and fingers crossed for November.
Thank you, Kevin. That's great. Thank you. And by the August 9th and 10th, City Winery, and he has merch, Kevin Nealon soap on a rope. So pick some up after the show.
Comedy Castle in Detroit, August 22nd through the 24th.
Here you go. You got to love the Comedy Castle. That's our guy right there, Mark Ridley. Thank you, Kevin. That's great. Next up, Representative Jared Moskowitz. Hi, welcome to the show. Got to unmute.
I am on mute. No, I'm not on mute.
No, you're not on mute.
I'm Congressman Jared Moskowitz. I represent South Florida. I represent Boca Raton, most known for our nursing homes and hospice care. So we'll see some of you soon, possibly. I want to thank Eric Swalwell, one of my colleagues, and the organizers for putting this together. An amazing group of comedians, many I grew up on, although I'm not going to lie, Eric, this kind of reminds me of the Rosh Hashanah Zoom that I was forced to do during COVID. What an honor to go after comedy legend like Tom Arnold, but just obviously as Roseanne uncovers like the story of the century on how to, do roadkill with a bear in Central Park. Tom comes with, I have softcore porn with Donald Trump. So that is not a competition that I want to get involved with. My wife told me that Max Greenfield will be on here later. I have to listen to my wife in bed tell me if we were not together, she would be married to Max Greenfield. So Max, if you're looking to pick up some of the mortgage, we can make that happen. Obviously, Congress, what a disaster myself and Eric and Jasmine and Maxwell and Adam Schiff serve in. I mean, I serve with adults, right? I've been called a Smurf by the intelligentsia James Comer in committee, right? Our dear friend James Comer. But look, I live in Parkland. The high school, Marjorie Stoneman Douglas, is a mile away from my house. I graduated from there. It was an honor to walk Vice President Kamala Harris through the school with the families in that building. And that's what's on the ballot, keeping our kids safe in school, being able to go to the grocery store, being able to go to the movies, keeping our communities safe. That's what's on the ballot with Kamala Harris. We made a lot of progress with the Safer Communities Act in the Biden-Harris administration, but there's a lot more that can be done. And we will do that if we elect Kamala Harris as the first woman president. And so thank you guys for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be with all of you.
Absolutely, Congressman. Nobody better on a committee, by the way. Man, I love watching you. You really go for it, and it's great. But thank you for the time and a great message. We are moving along. We have raised almost $400,000, everybody. So please keep donating. Keckner, we expect you to match that. We're going to move on to the very funny comedian, a buddy of mine, George Wallace.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. I'm so happy to be here. Comedians for Kamala. This is going to be great. I want to talk to all the undecided people. What the hell are you undecided about, huh? You got one guy that's a racist. One lady is not. Okay, you got one lady, you got a man that's a convicted felon. She is not. What the hell are the undecided people undecided about? Make up your choice. You can do that. We got to put her in office and have some fun. The first female president, and she's going to be good because I know her. And that's what we got to do. Undecided. How the hell can you be undecided? Huh? One's an adulterer. One's not. Huh? One's a bankrupt casino. So who are you going to be for? Make up your mind. You cannot be undecided. Go with me. I'm going with Kamala. Thank y'all for having me on the show. And by the way, you cannot be a better person than Kevin Nealon. That is the nicest man in America. Paul, thank you so much for having me. Thank you for inviting me. You need to know something good is going to happen.
Great to see you, George. I hope to see you at the clubs in New York soon, working out with your yellow.
I'm in the club in New York right now. Do I have to pay any money because I want to contribute?
Yeah.
We got $400,000.
How much?
Okay, let's put $1,000 for George. How about $1,000 for me?
You got it. $1,000. Perfect. Great
You got
job.
a deal. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You get a holder for
get a holder
for your phone too. There you go.
Okay. Appreciate you. Bye-bye. Thank you much.
Oh, that's George.
I love you.
Go ahead.
All right now.
All right, we're going to move this along. This is going to be another friend of mine, Al Madrigal, really, really funny guy. Hey, Al, how are you, man?
What's happening, Paul? How are you, man? I miss
Good.
you.
Good to miss you.
Comedy and Zoom, not a great match, but Moskowitz coming in, bringing the heat. How about that? It was,
but you listen, don't get thrown. You got the brick wall behind you, so I think you can.
That's on purpose. So if anybody's wondering what it's like to be Latino in this election year, it's pretty fucking sweet. Getting lots of attention, getting misinformed and our vote suppressed at the exact same time. The threat of mass deportations. How's that going to work?
Hang on 1 second now. Whoever's got you got to mute for us. Whoever's ever got their thing going, got to mute.
Money's on Keckner. So again, why are we so popular? Here's some quick numbers for context. Every year, about 1.4 million Latinos in the U.S. become eligible to vote. That's because every 30 seconds, a young Latino in the U.S. turns 18. There's a tremendous amount of cup of noodles. An estimated 36 million Latinos are eligible to vote this year. That's up from 32 million. That's half the growth of all eligible voters. California and Texas are home to about 15 million out of the nation's 33 million Latino eligible voters. I'm no mathematician, but that's close to half. So when it comes to misinformation, let me tell you what they're doing in Texas really quick. As of today, under Section 203 of the Voting Rights Act, in Reagan County, Texas, is required to provide accurate translated election information for voters in Spanish, but they're using Google Translate, so it's all fucking wrong. Latinos are the subjects of and targets of disinformation. So when you think about those massive numbers of eligible voters I mentioned earlier, no wonder they're trying to spread disinformation about and amongst Latinos. No wonder they're trying to drive a wedge between the Black and Latino community by saying Latinos are trying to take Black jobs. or as non-racists like to call them, jobs. So you look at our power and how we're growing, it's no coincidence that they're trying to attack us and use us as a weapon to roll back voting rights and democracy in general. Wherever Latino voters can swing an election, now they're saying everyone needs an ID, can't use a mail drop box, putting bright lights and security cameras all over the drop box like it's an entrance to a fucking supermax prison. So encourage as many people as you possibly can to vote, especially if they're Latino.
That's great. Really great way to bring it out. Really great facts. It's really important perspective that you bring. And can you put me back on the screen? Al and I are friends. I can say this. It's great to have you be part of this. Al is a DEI hire for this, but good for you.
No shit.
You did a great job, buddy.
All right. Later, Paul.
Great,
See you.
great to see you, man. Up next, Attorney General Letitia James. Welcome, Attorney General. I'm going to have you unmute for us. Just unmute. I think you're muted. Oh, here we go. Try it again. Oh, try it again. Wait,
Bottom left on the screen.
So why don't we jump, if Jason's available, we'll get, hang on, Attorney General, we'll get your tech figured out. And while we're doing that, we'll bring in Jason Bateman. Jason, welcome. Jason? Let's bring in Keckner. He's hanging out. Bring in Keckner.
He'll do it.
Come on, man.
I was
at ready. I could twerk till he's ready.
There you go.
Who's ready?
Welcome, buddy. Bring it.
I was slated at 10, which, you know, is the closer. The thing is, the belief.
Yeah, sorry, we're out of time. Thanks, David. Thanks for coming.
Thank you. To me, the thought is we're already winning. The thought is I see her at the podium. It's happening now.
Yep.
It's happening. It's already happening. I don't need to convince with 1,000 different arguments. It's happening.
You're manifesting abundance. That's what you're doing.
It's happening right now. Think it every day. Don't think about the problems that might happen. The problems don't exist unless we bring them up. Now, the other party is their own problem. They're not our problem. We don't have to answer the crazy. Fine. In fact, good for you. That's a point I disagree with. And if you tried to listen to it, you couldn't make heads or tails of it. They have one point, the economy. Well, the economy is somewhat guided by the government, but not completely. But the point is what? We are here. We're together, engaged. It is happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
It is already happening. There's no worry. It is preordained. It's happening, and I'm grateful.
Well, first of all, I think you got to get a little closer to the camera when you talk.
Oh, I will. I'm from the theater, so I like to hit the back of the room.
Because I wanted to do like, you know, I wanted to take a visit up your nostrils with 60, 70,000 people. So if you could really own that, that would be great.
And
David?
I'm happy to oblige. You know, for me, it's like we don't need to convince. We already know this is the right thing. And I would just add this to all of my friends. We don't argue with Republicans. We ask them specific questions to fill their argument.
Yep.
And they can't. All they ever say is, what about this?
Yep.
And then the answer would be, what about it?
Right.
And then dig deeper. Where did that come from? Who said that? You know, so it doesn't matter. We don't engage with them in anything other than questions. We can't change your mind. And if anything, you know, we don't hate them. We love them.
Right.
If we want to take the page from the evangelical page book, thank you for telling me your opinion.
Yeah.
It
No,
matters.
good
And you
point.
know what? I'm going to think about that.
Yeah.
And I appreciate your input.
Right.
Because the argument never works. But if I say to them, you know what? I see you. I hear you. I am grateful for your input. Because we could spend 10 minutes trying to detail how their candidate, all his faults. Doesn't matter. They don't care.
Well, listen, you make some really great points. You know, we're friends. I've admired your stand-up, but I admire you more that you can sleep in that house with those freaky mannequins behind you. But good for you.
They're not mannequins, sir. They're
We got to
porcelain.
jump. I'm sorry. We got to jump. We'll talk soon. I want to make an announcement that George Wallace was nice enough to donate $1,000, and Tom Arnold is taking a minute from finalizing his studies for his midterm exam to donate $1,000. Great job, buddy. Awesome. Way to match. And David, thank you. You're the best.
A blessing. Thank you. I'm grateful.
Yeah, absolutely. Next up, one of the best, Ben Stiller. Welcome, Ben.
Hey, Paul. How are you, man?
Good, man. How are you? Great to have you.
Good.
Thank you for doing it.
I just want to let you know I'm going to match your $150,000 donation.
Oh,
that's cool.
Okay.
Just get the ball rolling. Cool.
Good. Gonna put the house up for sale.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Probably another funny guy here to tell you why to vote for Kamala Harris, but I feel like I'm different because I'm not a comic. You know, I'm an actor. I played Derek Zoolander. I was in Dodgeball. I got my dick stuck in my zipper 25 years ago, if you're old enough to get that reference. So I know whereof I speak. You can trust me. This is where I imagine thousands of people are just laughing on the Zoom. So I'll just wait.
I'm laughing.
Thank you. No, you know, seriously, I'm here because I'm so genuinely excited about the potential to actually win this election. What's happened in the last couple of weeks, just the turning of the tide, and that, Vice President Harris can actually win this thing if we all just rally around and really take advantage of this incredible energy that's happening. And, I want just a decent person in the White House, a person who cares about democracy more than themselves, who doesn't lie, who's not fomenting anger and rage, someone who cares about people, empathy, and she has humor, and it's beautiful when she laughs because she's a real person who is reacting to things. And I believe in everything that she's, standing up for. She wants to put an end to gun violence in the country. There's a Zoom tomorrow night about gun violence. And, as everybody knows, we're the only high population country in the world that has this problem. And it's awful because it can be changed. We can do something about it. And she's going to work to do that. And she's energizing a whole group of people who were not engaged before. I think it's incredibly important. By the way, I know this is hilarious. This is probably the funniest of all of them. I'm sorry. I got nothing except how I feel. But she's the fact that she's going to fight for a woman's right to choose, that's so important. I have a 22-year-old daughter who I know that's so important to. She's watching right now. Hi, Ella. This issue is so important to the majority of people in this country. And I'm just seeing that her generation become engaged in a way they weren't. And my son's 19, he's going to vote in his first election. And, they've grown up in the last 10 years with this crazy world, and the level of discourse that has just, gotten to such a low level. And this is a chance to really, to protect democracy and to go in the right direction and go forward. So that's why everybody's got to get out and vote and donate. And she's also a historic candidate. It's going to be the first woman president. And that's incredibly exciting. And, she's Indian, she's Black, she's everything. You can be more than one thing. It's incredible. I'm Jewish and Irish. I wish I was Black. Every white Jewish guy wishes he was black. You know, it's just get out there and vote and donate and like take advantage. This is such an important time right now, and this wave of energy that's happening, we got to keep going with it. So please do everything you can.
Can you pop me back on? Thanks, Ben. Really well put. And I think you.
By the way, I'm so well connected that I literally during this I got a text from Kamala Harris.
Did you?
Yeah. She said, "Hi, it's Kamala Harris. I know many of you are eager to find out who I'll be selected." Just to me. I probably shouldn't let her show her number here, but anyway. And she says that she's going to let me know who might be the vice presidential pick if I so.
Did she didn't give you the name?
She said she's going to be making her decision any second, and I would be one of the first people.
I think it was that killer 10 minutes you just did.
Thank you. Was it 10? It felt like 20.
No, I think that's the first 10 minutes for your Netflix special right there. No, it's great, man. It's terrific. Just sit up. Your posture's a little slouchy. You know what I'm saying? Come on. There you go.
Point of order.
Yes, sir, Mr. Kessler.
Did she include her middle name? It could be a fake.
It possibly could be. Possibly.
You're always on top of it. Ben, thank you. Really well put. And thanks for the time and really great, a lot of great messages there. We are going to jump to a pre-recorded video by one Whoopi Goldberg. So enjoy this.
Hey, I'm Whoopi Goldberg, and I am out of the country right now, as you can see. But I wanted to be part of this because I think it's important, and it's great to know that all these comics have come together to talk about Kamala Harris, which is extraordinary. It's great. She's great. She's smart. And, you know, she's measured. She doesn't just go off the handle. She knows what she's talking about, and she does the work. So I'm just saying, yay, I'm celebrating this idea that we've all gotten together around the country to make sure that people are aware of everything that she's done, what she wants to get done, and how we as a nation can do this with her. So I'm so psyched to be here. Not, you know, here on vacation, which I'm also psyched to be on, but to be part of this call. So take it away, y'all. And Kamala Harris, the world is watching, and they are talking about you.
Hey, everybody. Thank you, Whoopi. Thank you for doing that. We want to move right along to Attorney General Letitia James. We think we figured out her tech problems. Welcome to the General.
Thank you. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. Thanks for joining us.
I appreciate it. So my friends call me Tish James, and my title is New York State Attorney General Letitia James. But neither of those titles or names is how the former president refers to me. When the former president, he started calling me Peekaboo. And when I met him in court, that was the name that he assigned to me. And people have asked me whether or not I was offended. And I really didn't want to tell them the truth. The fact is that I really was jealous. I was jealous because my nickname really didn't make sense. Peekaboo didn't make sense. I wanted a name like Senator Elizabeth Warren. I wanted to be nicknamed after a powerful and strong woman, a Native American hero, a woman that showed the way. And so I asked people who knew the former president better than I, you know, how come Elizabeth Warren gets to be Pocahontas? How come I couldn't be Pocahontas? Nobody knew, but now I know. It's because in his very large brain, nobody can be Black and Indian at the same time. And as he tries to appeal to Black voters, I want everyone to know that orange is certainly not the new Black. Not now, not ever. But in all seriousness, we're here tonight to hear from some brilliant comics and some elected officials, because at the end of the day, it's going to be a really, really, really bad joke if we wake up the day after the election, and he's the president of these United States. And so I need everyone to text their friends. I need everyone to get their friends registered. I need people to reach out to the battleground states in Michigan and Pennsylvania and Wisconsin and Georgia and Nevada and Arizona, and let them know that the stakes are really high. And also let them know, as someone who has litigated and sued Donald Trump more than 100 times and won 70% of our cases, Project 2025 is real. They tried it when he was president, and now they put it in writing. It's no joke. And so together, we've got to make sure that we elect Kamala Harris as the next president of these United States, because he represents an existential threat to our freedom, our liberty, and our democracy. I know it because this peekaboo met him in court, and this time he's for real. Thank you.
Thank you, Attorney General. Very well put, and continued success, and continue with your marching on. You know, you're doing a lot of important work, so thank you. I want to remind everybody, continue to donate, please. You got the QR code at the bottom of the screen. And again, every dollar goes to Campaign Harris, the Harris campaign, and also other ways to get involved, volunteering and voting and just getting the word out. We want to move on to Kathryn Hahn. Welcome, Kathryn.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. Hi, beautiful humans. You guys, I watched Longlegs recently, which was terrifying. And it really reminded me of Silence of the Lambs, which reminded me that good old 45 and current Republican nominee has been bringing up Hannibal Lecter so many times while he has been running. To this man who is bringing us so dangerously close to an autocracy, Hannibal Lecter is a real human. He is not a fictional character. And apparently he's a great time who would love to have you over for dinner, apropos of any point, really. About just anything he talks about Hannibal Lecter, just batshit ramblings about a fictional serial killer from a few decades ago. I bring this up because we cannot forget that. We cannot forget that he is telling people about Hannibal Lecter. This is a person that many, many people in this country trust to lead us and represent us to the rest of the world, who has no idea what a witch hunt is. Does he think he could call himself a witch? Because I'll tell you, witches have been rolling, because being a president is an act of service to me, I think, not for like, you know, pre-teen rich kids from the 1990s. So not a long time ago in this city, I was asked to do a big fundraiser for President Biden, accompanied by President Obama. And one thing was very clear, that both of these gentlemen represented the decency and selflessness and respect that this position requires, this office requires, position. And through this kindness and selfishness, selflessness of our current president, thank you, Biden, President Biden, this woman who we are here for tonight has been there the whole time, energizing and unifying this country with hope in our potential. Dear VP, I am here for you like so many others. And know you will represent our truest selves. We are not assholes, all of us, that need to get what we want. We need community. We need honesty and transparency. That's the way to trust. And that trust has been seriously broken. So truly, it has been Kamala all along. So this is where our work starts. After the relief and the shine of these last few weeks start to naturally wear off, we need to work even harder, and we need to work differently than we did the last time. VP Harris, to see you own it these last weeks has been so inspiring. My daughter and her pals are freaking out. I mean, I'm freaking out. Okay, comics, I don't feel like there's a lot. Comics. Do you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We're here.
Okay, good. I can't tell.
We're
It's
here. We got
solid
you.
over here. I'll
Got
tell you,
you.
my palms are really clammy. I don't feel like there's a lot to laugh about when it comes to the stakes of this election. But thank you, President Trump, which is saying that just gave me PTSD, for your word vomit, because your BS has given us a lot of material. Thank you for having me, you beautiful rad humans. Go Kamala for get people to vote, everybody here, and donate to the places you can. I know there's places somewhere on the Zoom screen are provided. I'm just flattered beyond words to be included in this.
Thank you. That was really well put. Thank you for doing this.
Of course. Adore you people.
You got the priorities right. And by the way, don't forget about down ballot races too. That's just as important here, right? We want to get the House and the Senate, and so you can get involved there, donate money there, organize, volunteer. It's up and down the ticket. Tiffany, can we get a little twerk for Harris just to kind of bump us in? There we go. There we go. I love it. Oh God, look at that. Tom Arnold, you're up next. Oil those hips, baby. Representative.
Hold on.
Here we go. Uh-oh. Okay.
Okay. All right.
You'll never walk again. All right, we're gonna move. Thank you, Tiffany. Don't go away. We're gonna need you later. We're moving on to Representative Crockett. Welcome.
Hey y'all. I am so excited to be here. I'm mad that I ain't seen this out. And she has it in her because I have seen her up close and personal.
Hang on one second. You're gonna have to hang on 1 second. You're cutting in and out. We'll see if we try to get you again.
Oh no.
Try it again.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you. Yeah, you were cutting.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, give it a shot.
It's because I'm riding in a car. I'm so sorry. Anyway, I was saying I'm sad that I couldn't see the twerking because I know that Tiffany is about this life. But nevertheless, I am happy to report that y'all have hit $500,000.
Yeah.
That is huge. But I need y'all to dig deeper. We need some more money because we got to win. And we know that the billionaires are all siding with Trump because they're trying to get their coins together. They're trying to make sure that those tax cuts don't go away. But I appreciate the fact that I've been able to jump on for 2 seconds and be in the same space with Letitia James. Listen, y'all know that Trump does not want to debate the vice president, right? Y'all know that he gets scared every time he got to see a Black woman prosecutor or a prosecutor in general. Like, that's the only time he gets to move in fast is when he is running away from one of these women that are about to take him down. So thank you so much to Tish James for everything that she done. And listen, what I know that y'all have seen is a few of the things that happen in oversight. I am not the funny one on oversight. It is absolutely Jared Moskowitz, who you've heard from. But I am here to tell you that I never saw myself sitting on the oversight committee. I didn't want the oversight committee. I didn't ask for the oversight committee. The majority of us that are sitting on oversight as freshmen, we didn't ask for it. And it was about a month into my term. And I really did not know why I actually ran for Congress. Like I was like struggling. I was in a crisis. And the vice president had the Black Caucus over to her residence. And it was the very first time that we had an opportunity to talk one-on-one. And so if you've ever been in any of these situations, they always put you in a picture line. So here it is. I jump in this picture line. And the vice president looks at me. Now I'm there with a bunch of like colleagues that see me all the time. And she looks me in my face and she said, "What's wrong?" She could see that I was struggling when no one else could. And instead of saying, "Well, I got to get to the next person. We got to get through these pictures or whatever," she stopped. She talked to me. She found out what was going on with me and she poured into me. And she told me that I was exactly where I was supposed to be. So here it is, literally the most powerful Black woman in this country somehow had time for little old me. And some would think that that was like the only time that I've actually experienced that. But honestly, my entire freshman career, for some reason, she has always found time to call me and to check on me. So when I say that we need to make sure that she becomes the next president of the United States, it's not just because like this is a history making thing. It is because we are trying to elect somebody who's actually a good person, somebody who actually cares, and her policy is informed by her heart. So I just wanted to tell y'all that, because I don't know how many people have had an opportunity to actually meet her and have one-on-ones, but I can tell you that when it comes down to having a conversation with Vice President, soon to be President Kamala Harris, she makes you feel like you are the only person in the world, and she really does care. So I am all in. I have traveled all over. I got all kinds of trips booked to go even more places because I know what she can do. And also, like, I know how bad Trump is. So it's a combination of like the good and the bad. She is the great and he is the ugly. So let's get it done. Give. I appreciate y'all. And yeah, listen to some more funny people.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, great message. Where are you going? And by the way, where you try? You going bowling? Where are you going?
Listen, I'm not giving you all my business. But you'll find out some things tomorrow though.
All right. Okay. Have a good night. Thanks for doing this. Okay, we're gonna keep this moving along with Momo Rodriguez. Welcome.
What's going on, man? I just want to
How you
say much love to everybody out there, man. My name is Momo Rodriguez. I am a childless, documented Mexican. I don't know where that puts me, on whose side. But really, I want to talk about something, man. My parents were both undocumented. They both came here. We used to call it back then illegal. And it was a long path for citizenship for them. It took forever. My dad was deported so many times. I mean, I used to go pick him up from the coyote houses, because that's what you would do. It was normal to me, and it really messed me up. But this guy wanted to be so American, man, and through years, through this tough working hard, he became a citizen. My mom became a citizen, and now their son's on TV. It was the American dream. It was what they wanted, and I just hope it doesn't go crazy, because now I see these signs that say mass deportation at these events, and it makes me wonder, are people like myself going to go through the same struggles growing up to see their parents be just taken away from this dream? And maybe mass deportations are a solution for some people, but I'm going to let all you guys in on a secret that nobody knows about us documented Mexicans. You see, if you take away all the undocumented ones, the documented ones like myself, we're not that hardworking. We're not just going to take over those jobs. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's up to you guys. I mean, it's 97 degrees in LA. I haven't left my house in 3 days. So let's keep some of them around, please.
Yeah, you make that's a really good point.
It is.
Yeah.
Look
And
at Al, he hasn't left the house either.
I can't say that about you because I'm a white guy, but I agree.
You're not hardworking, bro. I'm sorry.
That's what I hear about your people, but you can say it, I can't say it. So there you go.
And you're white, and that's great. Thank you for your service.
There you go. Great job, man. Great to have you. Thank you for doing this. And by the way, speaking of black jobs, we want to just throw this out there. But anybody, not just the participants, but people watching, if you can define for us and define plausibly what a black job is, you get $10,000 and a weekend at Mar-a-Lago with J.D. Vance and Donald Trump. So let us know what that is. And all right, I'm going to move this along. Another old friend of mine, Maz Jobrani, very funny comedian. Hey, buddy.
Hey, Paul, how are you, man? So good to see you. I feel like I'm on a Zoom phone call with you, and all these celebrities are watching us.
Yeah, cool, man. Thanks. Yeah, it's great.
You know what's really cool is watching, by the way, all these people that I'm a fan of in Congress, Representative Swalwell, who organizes it, Moskowitz, Crockett.
Yeah.
What did she say? She said, bleach blonde, bad built, butch body. Oh, my God.
No,
Right there, SmackDown. You guys, after you watch this Zoom, I want you to Google Representative Crockett going off on Marjorie Taylor Greene. It made my day, my week, my month. So it was
pretty
fantastic.
badass. Yeah.
By the way, I want to thank you guys for organizing. So you put me into the immigrant section. I go right after Momo. I'm also an immigrant, so I'm here to speak for immigrants. I came from Iran. I left a revolution, and that country became the Islamic Republic of Iran. And what I see right now with Project 2025 and all these nut jobs, I'm telling you, you're going to be in the Christian Republic of America if Dum Dum wins. By the way, as an Iranian, I just want to say I'm willing to debate Donald Trump as long as it's on Al Jazeera. And I'm ready to go, man. I'm ready to go. I think we should let him debate himself because that's what I think the problem is. I think we're all, obviously, the people on here are all aware and we know what's going on and we know how we're going to vote, support Kamala Harris. But I think some people forget how bad he was. I want everybody to remember there was like 6 months when he wasn't on Twitter. Just think about how much better your life was, how much less anxiety you had every day. You weren't waking up to Donald Trump tweeting about Rosie O'Donnell who's here or Saturday Night Live or any of that. You got to live your life and just worry about real things, all right? So I want you to remember that. If you got somebody who's on the border, not sure who they want to vote for, as George Wallace said, what are you waiting for? Trust me, this country will go the wrong way if you don't vote for Kamala Harris. By the way, I'm Iranian, my wife's Indian, so we have kids that are mixed as well. So she's an inspiration to anyone who comes from mixed backgrounds. And all this other mumbo jumbo. It's so stupid that the only thing they're trying to attack her on is her. First it was DEI, and then they go, she's not qualified enough. But then when Trump was running, they said, we want an outsider who doesn't have any qualifications. So make up your minds. What do you want? You want qualifications or no qualifications? Because she's got a lot of qualifications.
Well, apparently, if you're a white guy, it's okay not to have qualifications. I get
that's it. You know how he said she turned black. I think the only way he would respect her is if she turned white and then turned male. Then he'd be like, oh, okay, now I got to debate her. By the way, can I tell you, this Zoom, I know a lot of people tuning in and going, I also see Representative Schiff right there, also a fan of yours. All you guys are amazing. All the people did, Tish James. Oh, I'm so excited. By the way, some people are tuning in and going like, oh, these comedians are so serious. This is the kind of shit we talk about in the green room, by the way, before we go on stage.
Around the table at the Comedy Cellar. Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. And Paul, I told Tiffany I would do this because Tiffany twerked to get people to donate. I'm going to twerk until they donate. So I'm just going to keep twerking until the numbers go up. Well, let me get my butt in that camera there. Hold on a second. Here we go.
There you go.
Twerk, donate.
There you go.
Donate.
You're just moving your thighs. You got to move your ass. You're just moving your thighs.
Hey, I'm 52 years old, man. I'm stuck.
By the way, real quick, we got to jump, but congratulations. I see that little trophy behind you. Congratulations on the pickleball championship.
Can I just say one last thing real quickly before you guys go away? I know that Kathy Griffin brought on Sia. I think it was Sia. It was a real deal. This is Yasu, and I say vote for Kamala Harris because she represents the party that does not kill dogs like Kristi Noem. Vote for Yasu. Vote for our dogs. I'm Maz Jobrani.
All right, man.
Bye-bye.
Great job. Thanks, buddy. All right, we're going to move this along with Congressman Eric Swalwell and from SNL, Cecily Strong. Hi. Welcome, guys.
Hi.
Hey, Cecily.
Very happy to be. Hi, guys. I just want to say I do have COVID, so please excuse the way I look and talk and sound and
I think I
think.
have like a virus protector or something, I hope.
I think it's less contagious over Zoom. But I just want to say I'm very.
Want to do this?
Well, I'm very excited to support Kamala for millions and millions of reasons, but especially as someone who has had an abortion and as someone who is currently on my IVF journey. I went to the doctor today, Dr. Kang. I'm thrilled to support a candidate who knows how deeply important it is to protect women's health because it's so under attack right now. So with that being said, I just I thought it would be fun maybe if we did like a little mini roast of JD Vance, you and me, Rep Swalwell. So I reached out to the best joke writers I know, current and former SNL Weekend Update writers, Katie Rich, Josh Patton, and Pete Schultz. So if you're still game to do this with me.
You're asking me to be like a poor man's Colin Jost?
Sure. Yeah.
No, Cecily, it's perfect because I have a job where I don't have to answer to the people who hired me like every 2 years. So I pretty much can say anything, I guess.
And this is fun because it's great doing jokes when you can't hear laughs.
Yeah.
It feels very good, but that's okay.
I
All
will
right, are
laugh.
you ready?
I will laugh for you.
Okay, thank you for that. All right, here we go. All right, JD Vance. JD Vance looks like a composite of every guy that's called you a bitch on Bumble.
JD Vance looks like you told Chat GPT to draw a guy who says, "My lady." What are we doing? What are we
JD,
doing?
I thought it was good. JD Vance is confusing because his rhetoric wants us to panic about immigrants, but his eyeliner wants us to panic at the disco. JD Vance has been such a mistake. Trump keeps calling him Eric.
But his son Eric, not me.
That's his son, not you. No.
Could be. I'm not,
He doesn't know you.
I'm not surprised JD Vance is so anti-choice, since having no other option is the only reason he's Trump's running mate.
Trump wearing a maxi pad on his ear is the most support he has ever shown for women's reproductive health. There's speculation that Trump is unhappy with Vance and is thinking about getting rid of him, but he better hurry because it's been 6 weeks. That's an abortion joke for everyone who's
JD
not
Vance has
thinking
some,
about those deadlines.
JD Vance has some very strange and upsetting positions, honestly. Just ask his couch.
And you wouldn't do this one, so I'm going to do it.
I'm not doing that.
JD claims to be the voice of the Rust Belt, which is only true if we are talking about his belt after he fucks an orange couch. Now, Representative Swalwell didn't want to do that one for some reason. I like the couch thing because the couch thing finally gave Republicans a taste of what it's like when you make something up insane and keep repeating it so that it becomes accepted as reality. Like men competing in women's sports or Tim Scott having a wife.
Vance is doing so poorly as Trump's attack dog that he's going to end up in Kristi Noem's grave.
Okay, remember, she's the monster, not us.
That's right.
Yes. Okay, so I don't know if you heard this, but RFK Jr. recently admitted to dumping a bear in a park. Samesies, said Tim Scott. And I wanted to end it. I wanted to bring this up. So Usha Vance today tried to explain away all the crazy offensive shit her husband has said about women, saying it was just a quip, which first of all, we know that's not a JD quip, because a JD quip is like, you can call me a racist for drinking a Diet Mountain Dew. But she had this quote, which I think is important. For the many of us who want to have families and for whom it's really hard, what can we do to make it better? Vote blue. Keep your husband out of the White House, Usha. That's what you can do to make it better. Thank you. Thanks, Representative Swalwell.
Great job, guys.
You wouldn't do the couch fuck joke, but next time.
Maybe in the re-election.
Come on.
Yeah.
You guys got to take this on the road. You got it down. There's a chemistry. I can feel it. Got it. Thank you, Cecily. Thank you, Congressman. That was
Thank
great.
you, guys.
We're raising money like wildfire. Keep it coming, everybody. Okay. The QR code is at the bottom of the screen. Spread the word. Post on social media about what's going on right now. And we want to keep that money rolling in. Anybody wants to match, let us know. Go to comicsforkamala@gmail and tell us.
You guys are awesome, by the way,
That'd be great.
for hanging out this long. We're at 2 hours, got 9,000 people watching across all the platforms, and we're coming up on $500,000 raised, so let's keep it going.
Thanks for having me on, Paul. Awesome being on this call. Awesome watching it. I want to repeat something that was said earlier about volunteering, especially phone banking. If you have never phone banked at an election, do not deny yourself the pleasure. It is the craziest podcast you will ever hear. You get to listen to a core sample of pure insanity, calling people up. I got so addicted to it in 2020. If you have a chance to phone bank, definitely phone bank. And hey, much like Kathy Griffin bringing in Sia earlier, don't take my word for it. Listen to the boss, Bruce Springsteen. Oh, wait. Hang on. The connection. 1 second. Hang on. Is he not? Did he got, okay. He got an elevator. Okay. Let me know when he comes back on. Okay. Also, if you want to find a local down ballot race, and if you can volunteer some time on that, the Republicans figured out a long time ago, it's the down ballot races where you can build the foundation. But hey, don't take my word for that. Listen to Taylor Swift. Wait, hang on. God damn it. 1 second. Was she? Okay. Hang on. Well, listen, doesn't matter. What again, phone bank if you can, volunteer on a down ballot race if you can, or volunteer to be a poll worker. You know, be there on the day, help count votes, help participate in your democracy. You know, this is we are putting time and effort into someone who wants to take, Kamala wants to take time and effort off of our plate. She does not want, she wants to do the job. The former guy that was in there, Mr. Orange Spray Tan, did not want to do the job, wanted to put it all on us. But again, you don't need to take my word for it. All you got to do is listen to Beyonce. God, she's okay. Hang on. Well, listen, my time is almost up here. I'm sorry. I thought that they, hang on. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, hang on. Bobcat Goldthwait? No, I don't. We're good. Listen, make sure to vote, volunteer if you can, and stay activated. We got 90 plus days. We're gonna do this. So thank you.
Stay on with me for a second. I'm glad you brought that up. You want to vote? IWillVote.org. Democrats.org/take action to volunteer. Down ballot. That's very important. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah.
You may want to think about changing from consumer to cellular. I'm just saying, you seem to have trouble with the phone there. You may want to get
it was, well, hang on. I have, I just lost Boz Skaggs. I had Boz Skaggs for a second. He's gone. God damn it. All right, anyway.
Could you do me a favor? I have a 45-page document I need printed out, and I see you got a printer there behind you. If you could just
absolutely. I'll send you the link, and I'll keep the paper loaded in. We're good.
You're the best.
Yeah, hey, no problem. Thanks. Wait a minute. Oh. The keyboardist for Baltimore says he can you guys know no? Okay. Well, let's go to the next person. Thanks, guys.
Point of order, what's the pricing?
Oh my God, you guys are too much. Please keep the money coming in. You know where to go. The QR code's at the bottom of the screen. Up next, welcome Yvette Nicole Brown, everybody. Welcome.
Hey everybody. So listen, I'm not a comic. I've been called funny on some television shows. I'm not a comic, and I respect all of you too much to pretend to do that. So I won't be telling any jokes. I just want to talk to you guys for a bit about joy and about not losing hope. We as a nation have been through a lot these past 8 years. It's been dark, but I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. With Kamala and whosoever she chooses as VP, we can turn this whole thing around. And we can do that if we all register and show up to vote. I found out today that there are 41 million Gen Z eligible voters alone. 8 million of them are eligible to vote for the very first time. And I don't know what the statistics, I got my Invisalign in. The statistics are, but there are millions of other people of every age who have never registered to vote and haven't exercised this right. So many don't vote because they don't think it makes a difference, and they are wrong. The thing is, you can't just vote every 4 years for president. You have to vote in every election. Folks forget that the power of the purse lies with Congress, which means they decide how money is spent, and then the president gets to veto or sign those great ideas into law. So to make things better, we need a Democratic House and a Democratic Congress, a Senate that's Democratic, and a Democratic White House. And we can make that happen, all of us, but we have to vote. So please go to iwillvote.com or vote.org to check your registration status and then get a screenshot to show that you're good and take that with you when you go to the polls, because states like Georgia, Texas, and Florida are up to some shenanigans. I'm also a person of faith, and one of my favorite scriptures is be not weary in well-doing, which means don't despair when it looks tight. And it's been tight these past few years, but we're in the midst of doing good. Everything we're doing to get this amazing woman elected is good. The late John Lewis would say it's getting into some good trouble. It's our well-doing. So be not weary. Take a break when you need to, go out and touch some grass, drink some water, and then get back into the fight. And again, I told you this wouldn't be funny, but it's a necessary reminder. We can do this. We truly can. I'm so honored to be in this fight with all of you. Let's do this. Let's go. Back
That's
to you guys.
fantastic. Thank you. Doesn't have to be funny. It just has to be passionate and heartfelt, and it was. So thank you. That was terrific. I want to bring on Congressman Adam Schiff of California. So great to have you. Welcome.
Thanks, Paul. Great to be with you. And I just want to do a shout out to my good friend, Eric Swalwell. Thank you so much for doing so much to bring us all together tonight. I am so excited about this new matchup that we have. Vice President Harris against that crook, that criminal, that felon. You've got prosecutor versus criminal. It's a pretty impressive frame for the election. It's amazing to me still that one of America's great political parties would nominate this felon, Donald Trump. This is a business fraudster. It is a sex offender. He is someone who stole from his own charity, for crying out loud. This is someone who paid hush money to a porn star, paid over $100,000 in hush money to a porn star. She was apparently the only contractor who actually got paid. How is it possible that this guy is a candidate for anything? And yet he is. And I love the fact that since Kamala Harris became our nominee, Trump is so upset with this change in the ticket. He has all this regret about J.D. Vance, and who can blame him? But so despondent that now he has to run against this incredibly powerful woman. The whole Republican Party really is upset at this change of events. Justice Alito apparently was so upset that he lowered his appeal to heaven flag to half-mast. Although I have to say, I don't really get the big deal about the appeal to heaven flag. I was just glad Alito finally took down the Confederate flag. But I'm looking forward to having a president in President Harris who will reform that horrible reactionary court. And more than that, that will preserve our democracy, because we find ourselves at a critical inflection point. I think all of us that were part of the post-World War II generation came to think that democracy was somehow inevitable, inexorable. We saw new democracies being born. We saw walls coming down. We came to think that this was like the law of gravity. Or as Martin Luther King said, it was the moral arc of the universe bending towards justice, only to find it not bending towards justice. And instead of seeing new democracies being born, we saw new autocracies. And instead of seeing our rights and freedoms expand, we started to see them contract. And now we have a candidate in Donald Trump who wants to be a dictator on day one, who says if you vote for him once, you never have to vote again. We are not going there. But we need your help. So maybe you contributed already, give again. Maybe you've been sitting there enjoying the program and freeloading, time for you to give. So hit that contribute button. I have to say, I've so enjoyed this Zoom, all except for one part of it, and that is I got a text from Kamala Harris. I was really excited because I got a text from the vice president. And now I learned that she texted Ben Stiller. Look, I like Ben Stiller. I think he's great, but I got to say, I'm kind of disappointed because I thought that was just me, although I was a little surprised that she only asked me for $10. But I just figured she was being really frugal, which I thought was great. But I'm going to ask you to give more than $10. So give until it hurts, give a little more. We want to make sure that we don't come up short. We need to get on the air. We need to stay on the air. They're going to go after her. They're going after her already in the most vile, reprehensible ways. We need to make sure that we keep our positive message, that we respond to all the attacks, and you can help us do that. So once again, Eric Swalwell, you're a rock star. Thanks for bringing us together. Thanks for including me, and let's go win this thing.
You bring me back up. Thank you, Congressman. That was fantastic. And I love the jokes. I just got you booked at Mar-a-Lago for a fundraiser event there. So I'd be working on the jokes there, my friend. Can I just say, just a quick side note, you've been in the trenches with dealing with Trump and his shenanigans for a long, long time, and personally really admire everything that you've been through and put through, and keep up the good fight, because we need a lot of people like you out there. So thank you for everything that you've done.
Thank you.
Okay, I want to bring in Congressman Swalwell right now for a little information for you guys. Oh, he's at the bar drinking. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. Max Greenfield, come on up. Hi, Max. My apologies.
Hello. Thanks for having me. Jared, if you're still with us, please tell your wife that I said hello. Look, from what we've heard over the last few weeks from the other guy, it feels insane to have to say on this Zoom why you should vote or who you should vote for, but here we are. So while I'm here, I'd like to share, I guess, my own story, which I think is relevant. Over 20 years ago, I met the woman who would later become my wife. Her name is Tess. She was stronger than me, smarter than me, and it was clear from the jump that she was in charge. This would later confuse our dogs, who sometimes confuse me as the alpha. But let's think of Tess as a Kamala type. That being said, I was a mess when we met. My ego and humility divided. The future was bleak until she patiently nursed me back to humanity with tough love, empathy, and not hope, but actionable direction. And this is what I hear from Kamala Harris. This is what I see Kamala doing for our country. And not just Kamala, the voices that have been amplified as a result of her nomination. I mean, look at Gretchen Whitmer. Her rallying cry is get shit done. That's what these women do. And trust me, if there's too much shit to get done, Kamala will give Doug a list and he'll have to get that shit done because he doesn't want that smoke when he gets home. I know that life and it is real. Vote for Kamala. Vote for your down ballot candidates. Donate now. And please, let's just get shit done finally.
Excellent. Get shit done. Doesn't get more succinct than that. Thanks, Max. Great message. Appreciate you doing this. Now we're going to go to Congressman Swalwell to give us a little update.
What an amazing night so far. And I just want people to know, iwillvote.com is a place that you can go to register here. Whoa. Jeez.
How's it going there?
Jeez, I'm good.
Hey, how's it going?
Keegan,
Hey. Hi, Eric. How are you?
It's Keegan Michael Key.
Hey. Hi, everybody.
Welcome.
Hello. Oh, I'm happy to be. Hello, everybody. Hi. I'm glad everybody's here. Thank you so much, everybody, for your support and making this such a special evening. I just was outside, and then here I am. I'm in
know
here.
where I live.
Yeah.
We're doing like comics for Kamala. I mean, do you have like a bit you could do? I know you do a great Obama. If you
I don't really have a bit. Obama? Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I should. I don't know if I should do that. Listen, everybody. Now is the time for us to take action, and now is the time for us to secure our future and save this democracy. So, since this is a comedians for Kamala, I've got a joke. All right, here we go. Because that is where his polling place was. Now, and everybody needs to get out there, and it's the most important election of our lifetime. So there you go. Is that good? How does that work? Does that work? Okay. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Kathy Griffin. Appreciate that. So everybody, please, yes, let's mobilize. Let's keep this momentum moving. Let's keep pushing forward, and everybody get out there and vote. And like I just heard Patton say that if you have the chance to volunteer, it's in your heart, then let's do that as well. And let's save our democracy. Okay. Thanks, Eric.
Of course.
All right.
We're all going to do it.
Thank you, everybody. All right. I love everybody. Bye-bye.
Barack Obama, everybody. Barack Obama shaved his head for this. That was pretty awesome. That's a commitment right there. Up next, such a great comedian, Margaret Cho. Hi, Margaret. Welcome. Nice to see
Hi.
you again.
Thank you. What a wonderful, wonderful thing. I'm getting to see all of my friends who all have better houses than me, nicer houses. And I always love to see Adam Schiff. Adam Schiff is a great comedian. Lots of people don't know, but I got to do comedy with him and we got to raise funds also for democracy. And I think the most important person really that we all need to really give thanks for Kathy Griffin. Kathy Griffin was the first person, I think, to really make jokes about Trump and really got in a lot of trouble for it, you know, and then she got caught the ire of this cult, which got its beginnings by starting to rally against Kathy. And then now we have this insane cult. And I was attacked by the cult in 2021. I was in Florida and I was walking my dog. This is my dog. I was walking my dog on the street and I had a mask on, which when I wear a mask, I look even more Asian than I already do. Like this it turns it up. It just turns this area into a Wuhan wet market. And I was walking so Asian with my mask, little dog, and about 50 semi trucks started barreling down the street and they're honking their horns at me. I was the only one on the street. And I know they were honking at me because they were flying these flags that said Trump 2024, no mask mandate, no China virus, no Kung flu. And they're trying to run me over and then trying to run over this dog, but trying to run me over. American treasure.
Yes.
Trying to run me over. And it was terrifying. But also, like, how could you try to run over this tiny
Oh, I know.
It was so scary. And this was actually a legitimate, like a hate crime. I got my tried to video it. It's hard to take a video when there's a hate crime in progress. Like, it's actually a miracle when you can actually capture footage of something like that happening when it's happening, the racism in progress. But this man has made people take their racism so lightly. Like, and he's managed to dehumanize Asian Americans from the COVID thing everywhere. Like, you know, just by one joke. Like, the power that he has is so strange because he can like move people to try to kill me and my dog and Kathy Griffin. It's really sad, but it's he should be in jail. I mean, orange is the new orange.
Yes.
we need more events like this. We need all of it. I think if we all band together, we can do this. There's more of us actually. There's more of us than are in the cult, and we can do this.
Absolutely.
Thank you for asking me.
What is your dog's name?
Oh, Lucia Katerina. She's
course.
been to Kathy Griffin's house too.
Of course. And I love it. And the nice thing is you don't really have to walk that dog. You just put it in your pocket. That's like it's adorable.
She's an adorable dog, and she could have been killed by the terrible MAGA maniacs, but she's safe now.
Yes.
And we're going to remain safe because we need to break the spell. I mean, the cult has to be disbanded. They have to really wake up because they've been lost, and we can help them get better. We can all get better.
Absolutely. Well, I think we're on our way here doing this and raising money. Thank you so much for doing this. It's great to see you again. And you have a very nice house. What are you talking about?
It's all right.
I love the yellow behind you.
Oh, thank you.
Come over. We'll have a barbecue.
I love it.
Thank you, Margaret. I want to move this along. Please continue to donate. QR code at the bottom of the screen. Tim Heidecker. Tim, how are you, man? Nice to have you.
Thanks, Paul. I've been sitting here watching this, and I don't know. I'm not happy to be here. I'll be honest with you. I feel a little bit like I'm in a rock and a hard place. As you guys, a lot of the people on the Zoom have been in this position. You've been in show business. When I got into show business 20 years ago, I made the devil's bargain to become a shill, for the DNC. And when they call, I have to show up and do this kind of stuff, and it's fine. It's part of the deal. It's why I'm able to have this beautiful home and provide for my family. The trouble is when Eric Swalwell tweeted out my involvement, I got the following message from an account on Twitter called The Right Ideas. And he says, this is just a list of people that 3/4 of the country are now going to boycott and make sure that they do not get another job again. And he follows that with the left can't meme and the left is not funny and the left is stupid. And these people will be out of a job, so laugh while you can. Paul, what the hell am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to tell my family? Because if 3/4 of this country boycott me, I'm done.
Tim, I think that you got to fight back. You got to fight back with passion. You got to fight back with commitment. You've got to.
3/4 is a lot of people.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
a
that's
quarter's a lot too.
millions.
You could live off 25%. You'll have to get a mobile home, but you'll still live,
Okay, well, I hope people understand that I'm just doing this because of what I believe. I'm doing this for my family. And I don't think you should boycott somebody for going on a Zoom and talking about who they prefer to be president for 5 minutes. Can we agree on that? It's a little
Yes,
outrageous.
and I think that's why we got to make sure that Kamala Harris gets, because at this point, no one's going to be able to have an opinion about anything in this country if we go the other direction. So
Yeah, and this sounds like cancel culture run amok. This guy on Twitter. See, we got to boycott and make sure that we don't. Margaret should be able to work, right? Ben Stiller should be able to work. These people should be able to work after doing that. I don't want this to be a career killer. So
Congressman Schiff should be able to work at the comedy clubs around the country. I mean, this guy's got it going on. He crushes it, But Tim, you're the guy that lead us against the boycott against us.
So please, listen, I'll get on my knees. I'll beg, please don't boycott the entertainment industry for doing the comics for Kamala. I think it's pretty harmless. It's good fun. So lighten up and spare us because I need to provide.
How old are your kids?
Huh?
How old are your kids?
I don't know. They're my age.
Yeah. Wow. You started young.
No, I am actually. My kids are 7 and 10, and I'm voting for them. I'm voting for the future. I'm voting for climate change. We need somebody in there to help, protect the environment, and for trans rights, and for reproductive rights, and that's the future. And we can't go back to diarrhea brain. We can't go back to that mind. We can't do it anymore. It'd be so exhausting.
Absolutely. And that's a new term I haven't heard of before for him. So thank you so much.
I think it's pretty good, right?
It's great. So we're terrific. But thank you. I'm going to move on to Danny Zucker. Welcome, Danny.
Thanks, guys.
Hi. Thanks for having me. I want to first obviously thank all of my opening acts that they did great. Good kids. And let me start by saying, whatever the opposite of needs no introduction is me. I'm a comedy writer, but the real reason I'm here, I think, is back in the day, back when he was just a failing reality star, not a fascist president. Donnie and I got into a bit of a tiff. Kind of started. So you can sort of see this, Danny, and you can see his vocabulary has not expanded, and I made the mistake of pointing out that maybe his ratings weren't as high as he claimed. I thought I did it in kind of a gentle way, but yeah, there you go. So that's that. So that's why I'm here. But look, the main thing is this. I want to thank Joe Biden and I want to thank Kamala Harris because we were all experiencing a real kind of dark night of the soul. And then Kamala announced, and it was like the Molly kicking in for millions of us all at once. And you could just feel it. It was palpable. And that Kamala is the right choice because the arguments he's making against them, so the two that really stand out is like, oh, she's just a stepmother, or it's her laugh. And I want to address both of those right away. I think the fact that J.D. Vance was going after sort of stepmothers just proves how truly out of touch He is, because if all you have to do is Google stepsons love their stepmothers, and you will find hundreds of thousands of short films on the subject. So there's that. And then the laugh. I mean, I weirdly understand. I love the laugh. I mean, I much prefer it. We've never seen Donald Trump laugh, but I get why a woman's laugh might be triggering if Stormy Daniels' description of him is accurate. I think he's heard that a lot. So I think all women's laughs seem cruel and weird. Anyway, I'm going to give up my time. I'm going to cede my time to more famous people, and I'm going to work behind the scenes right now.
Well,
But
thank you.
Please give as much as you can.
Yes, and that is a very funny tweet that you wrote. And that,
Good.
that
Give him a
tweet is
goog. There's hundreds of them. Yeah.
succinct writing, right to the point. Really well done. Keep donating, everybody. QR code at the bottom of the screen. Thank you so much, Danny. Tom Lennon. Tom, nice to see you again. Welcome.
Paul, it's good to see you, buddy. I first want to thank you for putting me up after the least famous person ever in the Zoom. So hey, every little bit counts. Thanks, Danny.
Yeah, you're very welcome. I'm here for you.
I'd like to read, Paul, if you don't mind, I'd like to read from a written statement. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Cool.
You didn't clear this with our producers first, but go ahead.
I did not. This is a conversation with my grandson 20 years from today. And it goes like this. Grandpapa, back around 2025, a string of buddy comedies came out starring Rudy Giuliani and Russell Brand. Yes, grandson, those were called the Tipsy and Handsy movies. They made a ton of those movies from 2025 onward. All of them featured Rudy Giuliani having zany adventures and usually golfing. The first was called Tipsy and Handsy Bottoms Up, and then Tipsy and Handsy Make Birdie. Tipsy and Handsy fall out of a coconut tree until it all reached its logical conclusion in Tipsy and Handsy Meet Frankenstein. But Grandpapa, shouldn't that movie have been called Tipsy and Handsy Meet the Frankenstein Monster? Don't be a dick, grandson. Grandpapa, why did this decade of Rudy Giuliani comedies feature so many new hit songs by Hulk Hogan? Excellent question, grandson. A lot of us thought that the songs in the Rudy Giuliani comedies would be by Kid Rock, but for some reason, they were written and performed by the Hulkster. I think it was just a weird choice they made, and by the time Hulk Hogan had written the songs, the filmmakers were too proud to admit that they had made a mistake. But Grandpapa, how did it happen that most of the movies that came out after 2025 featured rollicking Rudy Giuliani and his buck-toothed twin sister Lola, also played by Rudy Giuliani? Because, grandson, we messed up. We didn't work hard enough for Vice President Harris when we had the chance. We didn't get out the vote, and we lost in November 2024. And the only real winner was Hulk Hogan's music career. And Papa, what was your job on those Rudy Giuliani golf caper movies? Grandson, I wrote those movies. That's a possible future. That's 20 years from today if we don't do this right.
You're prescient, and after you have that conversation with your grandchild, that grandchild will need therapy, but good for you.
I can't tell if this is going the right direction or not the right direction.
It is. You got it right there.
This happens to be. I'm coming to you from my bunker in Wisconsin, by the way.
I was going to say, are you right next door to the InfoWars studio? Looks like you took over the studio with the flag, but that was.
I got all the Kamala stuff.
Sweet.
I got this one.
Nice.
This is there's three folks on both Kathy Griffin, Cecily, and I, all from the great town of Oak Park, Illinois, going strong for Kamala.
We had your governor on earlier. Your governor was
Governor Pritzker.
Yeah,
the best.
Thank you, man. That was fantastic.
Paul,
So written.
you're the best.
funny. Very, very to the point. Great to see you again. We're going to go to Trey Crowder. Trey, what's going on, man?
Hey, yeah, all right. Here we are. Just when you thought this night couldn't get any more star-studded, am I right? Yeah, sorry, Tom. Turns out you're actually in between the two least famous people on the thing. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how I got invited. I'm honored. I'm glad to be here. I kind of feel like maybe the organizers were trying to get out in front of the accusations from the right wing, like, oh, that was just a bunch of elite Hollywood comedians on that thing. Now, we ain't all elite, buddy. At least one of us is an internet hillbilly comedian. So thank you very much. But yeah, no, I think I'm just here to mix the accents up a little bit. You know, if you're looking for an outspoken lefty comic who also talks like a cartoon possum, I'm the guy you call. So yeah, here, you know, in a way, I'm kind of like a diversity hire, sort of. If you think about the rest of it, it'd be funny to think about the right wing coming after me for being a DEI. Yeah, but we all know they're not going to do that because, you know, I'm a white guy and hating DEI is really just a new way to be racist in public for them. So I'm not too worried about it. The DEI thing is wild to me because you hear them going on and on about DEI, and that's just sounds like any other three-letter acronym, but that stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion. And I don't know, I feel like those are three pretty weird words to hate that much in public. Like, kind of makes you seem like an unhinged asshole hating things like that. Like, you know, if you went on a first date with somebody and they asked you what some of your values are, and you're like, well, I value variety, fairness, and being welcoming. And they kick the fondue over and start booing in your face, like, boo, that shit's un-American. You'd be taken aback. You'd be like, I thought everyone liked those things. Now, not everybody. I mentioned earlier I'm a hillbilly, fret not. I'm not like JD. No, I mean, no, I'm a proud trailer American all of the time, and not just when it's politically advantageous for me to claim as such. Another thing that makes me different from JD is, as a general rule, I prefer not to exploit and betray our people in furtherance of my own Machiavellian machinations. But I mean, takes all kinds. But yeah, I'm from a very similar place and from the deep rural South. And for the first 30 years of my life up till 2016, I felt like rural America made a lot of strides and made a lot of progress, really did. Like the difference between when my grandpa was growing up there and when I was growing up there, night and day. Had a long way to go, but we've come a long way. And only since Trump really showed up in 2016 have I felt like we've been backsliding, and I cannot stomach it. Like when I was, I mean, these people they were conservative, but they weren't crazy. Or I mean, they were a little, they might get a divorce over a college football game, but they weren't like scary crazy. You know what I mean? Like we got right down to it. Papa, yeah, he was, yeah, he's a little bit racist. We had the decency to at least act like he wasn't in mixed company. They had some backwards regressive opinions, but they didn't put them on a t-shirt. They didn't holler them in your face at the dollar store. It was a less lunatic-y time. Like I want to make America sane again, right? And that's why I support Kamala Harris and why I voted for her and Joe Biden last time around. And I feel good about that. I feel like the Biden-Harris administration made great strides in a return towards normalcy in this country. Imagine that, having an administration that does things that help people instead of one that just bloviates about how things that are different are gross to them. You know what I mean? I like that. And I think we should keep going in that direction. But we all can see the job's not done. We're in danger. That's why we got to come together right now. You got to click the links. You got to donate. You got to vote. You got to vote in all the down ballot races too. You got to get involved because this is the one, y'all. This is the one. We all got to stand up together and say with one voice, hopefully for the last time, that in America, being a hate-fueled maniac is still ultimately a losing proposition. That's what I hope. So yeah, thank you guys for having me.
Great job, Trey. And anybody listening, that is not a Republican talking. That is actually a Democrat. It's for many, like, wait, a Republican comic get in it.
Yeah, really, I know. Yeah. Well, hopefully the things I said made that clear, but I get that the accent throws people off, but yeah.
Big fan. Great job. Thanks, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep. Moving on to very, very a terrific senator for this country, Senator Cory Booker. Senator, welcome.
Hey, can you hear me?
We can hear you. Yeah, and see you. How's it going?
It is really, I'm psyched to be here. When I heard that comedians were gathering, it really took me back to my dad. My dad grew up in the Deep South in a viciously segregated time, suffered a lot of really painful life and traumatic life experiences. But he said there was something about the Black comedians of his era that somehow took the absurdity, the hypocrisy, and even the pain of those days and made it bearable. Made people not only find humor, but actually find inspiration. It was almost like a rallying cry that somehow through the arts, my dad said he found his salvation. And so to have these incredible artists tonight at a time that's really difficult, there's a lot of stuff still going on. When you see someone like Sonia Massey being murdered in her home, when you see that we now have a nation where people have to flee their home and their state at extraordinary expense just to get reproductive rights, when we see that we have a major candidate for a major political party talking about how he wants to be an authoritarian leader, just for a day, of course, but upend the traditions of our country. In many ways, we lean on those artists and activists of our time who understand their gifts, whether it's for comedy, for acting, for singing, for music, like those of old, from Dick Gregory and Richard Pryor, from Harry Belafonte, and so many others that in many ways carried a movement forward. And so tonight, I just want to celebrate the arts. I want to celebrate people who use their gifts for good, who use their talent to continue to face the trials and help us as a people get over. And here is the mistake. Here is the mistake that we make. We tend to think democracy is a spectator sport where we can just sit on our couch and watch, Rachel Maddow and hope that somebody else will carry us over. Well, the truth of the matter is, we know that real change in America has always been made by groups of citizens like tonight that gather together. We're doing it virtually, but my parents would celebrate the people that came together and met in church basements, would celebrate those folks, black and white, that would meet out in barns, terrified, but determined, that plotted one of the greatest infrastructure projects America will ever know, called the Underground Railroad. All change is always made by groups like this. And I know a lot of credit goes to us in Washington. I know we're talking about Kamala Harris. I know we got people like Eric Swalwell here. These are great folks, but I'm telling you right now, if you think about change in America, it has always been made by people like the folks who are here tonight, viewing and contributing. How do I know that? Because I'm on the Senate floor, and I'm telling you, in 1920, we did not get suffrage in this country because a bunch of men on the Senate floor got together in a circle and said, hey, fellas, let's give women the right to vote. Okay, ready? Break. That's just not how it happened. We didn't get civil rights or the Voting Rights Act because one day in the Senate, Strom Thurmond came to the Senate floor and said, I've seen the light. Let those Negro people have the right to vote. No, it never happened that way. It happened because ordinary Americans were willing to do extraordinary things for the cause of our country. They gave more. They worked more. They fought more. Now, we won't be called to do freedom rides, knowing that buses will be bombed and will be beaten. We won't be called to register people to vote like Goodman, Cheney, and Schwerner, black and white, Christian and Jewish, who died in Mississippi for the right to vote. We won't be called to march over a bridge with the name of a grand wizard of the KKK, the Edmund Pettus Bridge, and get beat down like John Lewis and others. No, our calling is different. But the consequences for our democracy are just as urgent. Our freedoms, our reproductive rights, our voting rights. We now have seen, when Donald Trump was there, he put people on the Supreme Court that won't even say that Brown versus Board of Education was rightly decided. Every generation has to re-earn the privileges of the democracy and has to advance it to secure it. And so the question is what will we do tonight? I hope we laugh. In some ways, that stops us from crying. I hope the arts and the artists on here somehow touch us and pull us together, because community is essential to well-being and to survival. But most of all, I hope that each one of us stands up in honor of our ancestors, stands up like Fannie Lou Hamer stood up, or Sojourner Truth stood up, stand up like those people that said, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Stand up like those folks who did when few were standing with them, when they were calling for equal marriage rights, or when they were calling for reproductive rights, or when they were calling for union rights. This is our moment in America. And if you don't think you can make a difference, you're falling into that trap that great Black female author once said, the most common way people give up their power is not realizing they have it in the first place. You are powerful. What you do tonight matters. I'm telling you right now, our whole government is on the line. I loved my time serving with Kamala Harris. She and I were in the trenches during the Trump presidency years. We sat next to each other on the Judiciary Committee. She is not my friend. She is my sister. I know her strengths. I know her power. I know her grace. I know her wisdom. I know her ability to lead. But I have seen great leaders run for office and lose time and time again. I saw it in 2016 with another extraordinary woman. And they don't lose because they're not the better candidate. They lose because we, the citizens of this democracy, don't do what's necessary. So many more people could have gotten involved in that last election, not just going out to vote, but standing up and engaging. The opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference, it's inaction. Martin Luther King said it better than that. He said, what we have to repent for in this day and age is not the vitriolic words and violent actions of the bad people, but the appalling silence and the inaction of the good people. And so tonight I think about my father who has passed away and how joyous he would be right now. He would be laughing tonight. He would be celebrating tonight. It would be like a salve to his wounds in his heart and his pain about this country, because again, if America hasn't broken your heart, you don't love her enough. Tonight is a great gathering. Tonight we have created community. Tonight we have tried to repair that severed belonging that is so hurting our country, where people no longer feel a sense of common cause and common purpose. Tonight is an answer to all of that, but tonight is a failure unless you, who's watching right now, does something, does not underestimate your power, feels a sense of purpose, knows that you are a foot soldier like those people on the Edmund Pettus Bridge, like those people in the barns plotting the Underground Railroad, like those organizers for unions back in the days that it could get you killed doing that. We are the frontline people like those at Stonewall or those at Seneca or those in Selma. We are the leaders we've been looking for. Kamala Harris is great, but we, the people, are greater. This nation's whole idea is not that some individual will save us, but that by we coming together and working together can save ourselves. So I'm here, I've been enjoying myself, but I want to call to everyone right now. Give more, help more, support more, work more. Because for some of us who are privileged, the outcome of this election will be horrible, will be bad. But for many people, it means life or death. And that's not an exaggeration. So thank you for all that you're doing, and I wish you the best. Thank you. God bless you.
Amazing. So well put. Thank you, Senator. And you're right. I want to piggyback on that. Folks, we're at over $500,000 we've raised already, 510, and we want to get to 550. So we want to do another push here. Okay. Please feel to match. If you want to match, please go to comicsforkamala.com. You can email us there, and we'd love you to match. Tell your friends, tell your family. Let's keep pushing here. Okay. There's a QR code at the bottom of the screen. It's easy. Every dollar goes directly to the Harris campaign. Let's get us another 30 or 40,000 in the next 20 minutes and keep this thing just moving and chugging along. Let me move this along with Wajahat Ali. Welcome.
Thank you, sir. I know everyone's looking at me right now and they're thinking to themselves, wait a second, that isn't Kumail Nanjiani. No, I'm not Kumail Nanjiani. I'm also not Hassan Minhaj, and I'm not Mindy Kaling. I'm literally the random brown guy they get when the rest of them say no. The entire budget was blown on John Hamm and Ben Stiller, so this is what you get. I'm not even a comedian, folks, but I'm turning into a comedian just for tonight. It's like when you want Tom Cruise, but he's too expensive, so you get Jason Statham. I am the South Asian Jason Statham. I'll get it done. I will be the South Asian beekeeper for K-Hive for Kamala Harris. And much like Kamala Harris, I am a child of South Asian immigrants, born and raised in the Bay Area. And my parents thought it would be hilarious to give me a trisyllabic name, Wajahat, to blend. And growing up in the Bay Area, I never saw anyone who looked like me be the hero of the American story. At best, we were sidekicks. Sometimes we were the villains, but oftentimes we were completely excised from the story. And now I have 3 kids. I got 2 beautiful daughters, brown-skinned daughters. I also gave them trisyllabic names because, damn it, if I had to suffer, they too must suffer. And I just want people to sit with this for a second. Think about it. Think about our daughters. Think about these young girls who have the opportunity in 3 months to see the first female, the first Black Indian woman, the first person named Kamala, a girl who looks like them, ascend to the highest stage to be the commander-in-chief. Sit with that vision for a moment. We have the opportunity to make that into reality. Look how powerful that is. And I remember growing up, there were no heroes like me, so we had to write our own story. And I want to say two things for you. I'm just a writer. I'm not a comedian. I'm a simple nobody. But there are two things. Even though I'm nobody, as Senator Booker said, I have a voice. And I want every single person who's watching right now, you have a voice. Do not underestimate your voice. Do not underestimate your community. You have the chance to convince your friends. What's common to us isn't common to everyone. Let me repeat that. What's common to us isn't common to everyone. Not everyone knows about Trump's Project 2025. Not everyone knows that this is an election between democracy versus dictatorship, between a prosecutor versus a predator. This is an election between a vision of us going forward versus someone who wants to drag us back to the 19th century. And let me tell you, we ain't going back. We're only going forward. Spend some time with your family and friends. These are good people, good Americans who think, both sides are the same. Both sides are not the same. Just last 2 weeks, I spent time with two friends of mine, very educated, who were like, I think both sides are the same. I broke down these talking points, broke down the Republican agenda to go against Social Security, Medicare, women's rights. They had no idea. Spend time with them. We have 3 months to build this coalition of the willing. And the second thing I'll say, final thing I'll say is, don't underestimate the power of joy and laughter. That will be the fuel for this amazing grassroots movement to 2024 and beyond. You comedians in particular have this gift. We have been stuck with dread, pain, and anger. We need that release. We need joy and laughter. And spoiler alert, there was this movie called Monsters, Inc. The monsters thought that children's screams would be the best fuel. They found out it was laughter that was the best energy. We will need that laughter, that joy, that momentum to create this movement, to get to November and to get beyond it. Thank you, everyone. Brown, Jason Statham, out.
Great message. Thank you so much. Keep giving. QR code at the bottom of the screen. They're all over the place on social media. We want to get to 550 if we can. I want to move this right along to Joel McHale. Welcome, Joel.
Hi, everybody. I'll turn on my video there. Thank you so much for having me. I'm also not going to be I don't have a litany of jokes, but when I was asked by the Kamala Harris campaign if I would hop on board, I said, absolutely, I would be honored to be her running mate. And I accept. I absolutely accept. I'm just a little worried about publicly disclosing my gambling debts, which are crushing and many. And I just love bingo night, everyone. What can I say? To which they said to me, you're hilarious, Joel. And I said, that's something I don't really hear that often. And then they told me I was mistaken, which is something I hear quite often. Anyway, I am absolutely throwing my support behind Kamala Harris because I believe that she has a plan to end my national nightmare and put the community movie into production. She will be the executive producer. I have scanned myself and my face and my movements so they can insert me into the movie after I pass away unexpectedly from gambling debt-related injuries. So please get out there, go for comics for Kamala right now and donate a ton of money. And this is a great event. And whatever you do, do not end it with Ken Jeong. That would be a terrible mistake. Let me just say that. He will unmask someone and then cry and then laugh and then clap like a seal. You'll see. So just be careful there. And now I want to turn it over to one of my favorite comedians on this call, U.S. Congressman Eric Swalwell. He is hilarious. I yield my time. I yield back.
Joel, well done. And by the way, you're so good in The Bear.
I'm the protagonist of that show, so thank you so much.
Jeff.
Everyone
Jeff.
thinks I'm a jerk, but I really was the hero. I like to believe.
That's why it's terrific. But I can't wait for the community movie. Congressman?
Almost in 2030 it'll come out. Go ahead, Congressman. Sorry, go ahead.
Thank you so much, Joel. No matter what is said on the rest of this call tonight, the biggest joke will remain Donald Trump. So let's get back to the comedians. But I do want to say to everyone on here, you could have passed on this opportunity. No one would have blamed you. You could have been, worried that it would affect your brand or your audience, and you weren't worried about that because you wanted to step up, do what's right. And so as we close out the night, we've got a few more comedians. Please smash that donate button. It all goes to the Harris campaign. Got about 90 days to go. Big excitement with the VP pick coming soon. Back to you, Paul.
Thank you, Congressman. We are going to go right now to a legend in comedy, great comedian, D.L. Hughley. D.L., great to have you on the show.
Hey man, good to be here. Way to go, Cory Booker, for shitting on everybody's sacrifices. We didn't walk across the Edmund Pettus Bridge. Hey man, I walked out of Mastro's to come here. It's interesting because it shouldn't even be this hard. Like now we got a guy with 34 felonies and a rape charge. Like that ain't a president, that's a rapper. It's the way that people contort themselves to make it make sense. Like I heard him with the NABJ talking about they have post-birth abortion. A post-birth abortion is a school shooting, you dickhead. I don't like the things that people do and to make this make sense. Like at first, Kamala only got the job as vice president because she was black, but now she's not black enough. It's interesting because she was born and raised in Oakland. She went to a HBCU. She plays AKA, and she dated a dude named Willie. If that ain't black, I don't know what is. And she got a name can't nobody pronounce right away. Comma, like her and Sade, the only two names that don't sound like they spell. We're in this cycle now where to make sense, this is, and I heard somebody say this before, this is more about America and the way it sees itself than it is about anything else. There are two very stark choices. I remember after the first debate, I was very depressed. I was very depressed. I knew they cut the microphones off, but the oxygen too. I like, I was like, Mr. President, you know they're talking to you. I was like, but I didn't even care though, because after, as fast as people forgot about January 6th, I was gonna forget about June 26th. But in comes Kamala, and I think that her experiences, life's experiences, her dedication have prepared her. And for me, it's a personal reason, because for years I had spread around on my radio show and on my platform, I had spread around the very disinformation that people are spreading now. And I had an occasion to talk to the vice president. I was very excited, very upset, and I'm in her home at the vice president's home, and I'm telling her all the things I thought she had done wrong, and she calmly put her hand on my arm, and she said, "Look, I understand that how you feel, but if you feel that way," she said, "but I asked you to look at my record and see what I've actually done." And I did that. And I came back and I felt so small. And I told her then, as I'm telling everybody now, I said, not only am I going to apologize, and I think your apology should be as loud as your accusation, I'm going to do whatever I can do to make sure you get elected. I didn't say reelected. This was in November. I think that her experiences and the things she's gone through have made her the perfect candidate for this time. I think that I can only apologize by doing the work. I think, like I said earlier, your apology should be as loud as your accusation. And I'm going to do my best to make sure that she becomes the president, because she is the president America needs. And I see all these iterations of people. I see black women for Kamala. I see black men for Kamala, and Asians for Kamala, and Latins for Kamala, and white dudes for Kamala. I even saw Republicans for Kamala. And Donald Trump should understand what it's like to lead somebody for a younger woman. He should understand that. And so, like I said, I'm going to do whatever I can, whenever I can, to make sure that people understand, because I think it's not just enough to tell people what they lose. I don't think fear is the predicate. I think it's what they gain. It can start to become a place where people actually start to make some of the inroads that they've always envisioned. So, and one piece of advice, I would never debate. If I were Trump, I'd suggest he doesn't debate her. I've been married to a black woman for 38 years, and I've never wanted to debate. I'm 0-97. So whatever you do, make sure you do not debate her and stay out of the way. But make sure you give a lot of money, and make sure that you get out and vote, and make sure you tell somebody, because I heard this today. The biggest voting block is people who don't vote at all. So
yeah. And you can't vote for the guy who buried a bear in Central Park. So we're not going to do that. If you don't, if that doesn't give you 10 minutes for your act, okay, come on.
Listen, I don't think a bear has ever even seen a black person, so that's that's weird to me.
Oh man, really great
All
message.
right,
and
thank you, baby.
Thank you for doing this. And hey, in the last 10 minutes, folks, we just raised another 10 grand. So keep, as the congressman said, keep hitting the button, man. Hitting the button, hitting the button. We want to get to 600, okay? And if I have to, I'll bring Tom Arnold out to twerk again. I got all these people at my fingertips. They will come out. I'll get twerking going if that's going to get you to spend some money. But hit the button, pound it, as the congressman said, and let's keep it going. Because, you know, this is obviously for a great cause, and it's not just about the White House, but it's about down ballot too. So let's bring it on and keep it going. Our next guest, Ron Livingston. Hey, Ron.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, man.
Thanks for having me. God, it's an honor to be here. I can't believe I'm following D.L. Hewley. I'm not a comic, you know. I've never said one funny thing that someone else didn't write for me, but I think this election is very much about those of us doing some stuff that maybe we've never done before. If you've never volunteered for a campaign before, it doesn't matter. Now's the time. If you've never donated to a candidate before, now is absolutely the time. If you've never talked to your family or your friends or your neighbors about who they're voting for and why, get on it, you know? So in that spirit, I'm gonna do a couple of original jokes. First time ever, just to show that you don't have to be good at this. Sometimes all you gotta do is show up. Okay, here we go. So after agreeing to debate anytime, any place, Donald Trump did clarify that did not include the time or the place that he had already agreed to. But the Donald Trump campaign did push back on the idea that the reason he is dodging the debate is because he's an abject coward. The truth is that he had a recent checkup with his debate coach and his longtime family physician, and that turned up evidence of bone spurs on his rebuttal. Bone spurs on his rebuttal. So yeah, not a debate dodger at all. Thank you. The other one, you know, I saw on Friday, J.D. Vance shared on a podcast an anecdote about the moment that Donald Trump called him up and offered him the VP slot. So at the time, J.D. was in the middle of a conversation with his 7-year-old, his son, about Pokemon. And so he turns to his kid and he said, and I swear to God, this is the exact quote, "Son, shut the hell up for 30 seconds about Pikachu. This is the most important phone call of my life." So I'm no expert, but if you're a new MAGA candidate and you're searching for a heartwarming family anecdote, maybe start with one that doesn't involve telling your 7-year-old to shut the hell up. However, to his credit, he did manage to not refer to him as sexy, so he's already doing better than his boss. That's all I got. God bless. And,
that's all right. Hey, are those are your Emmys, right? Are those your Emmys behind you?
To tell you the truth, no. Though this is the closest I'll ever get to Emmy. I'm visiting my sister, and these are both hers. She got 6 of these things, and the sweetest thing is she just doesn't. She doesn't really rub it in either. So
no, I was gonna say, like, that's.
I love her for that. Yeah, no, that's the closest I'm ever gonna sniff an Emmy, probably.
Does she have her report cards?
It feels pretty good.
Yeah, looks cool, man. Yeah. Let me see. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow, your sister's. That's amazing. That's great.
Right.
Does she have better report cards than you, and she puts those up everywhere too?
You know, she's got better just about everything. I'm older though, so you know that always stands for something.
Hey man,
you're first.
I like your T-shirt too. I like your T-shirt.
Thank you very much.
Hey man, great job. And you know what? Take one of the Emmys. She won't notice. You know, get it. There you go. Put it right in your pants. All right, keep hitting that button, man. Money, money, money. And also. Spread the word to your friends. We're still going here. We got a few more comedians and funny people and interesting people. Brandon Rainwater, welcome to the show.
What's up? What's up? Can everybody hear me?
Can hear you. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'm super excited. Everyone was talking about who was the least famous person on here, and I think I got everybody beat. I was super excited when I got the flyer, so I put it up on my social media, and everyone was like, "Brandon, I'm unfollowing you. This makes you very un-American." And I feel like I'm probably the most American person, patriotic person they know. I watch all the Olympic sports, even the ones like water polo and the one where you just walk real fast. I don't know of anyone else who said they had done that. And I would have to explain to them, I am not the person who is a safe place to argue with because I like to argue back with them. So I just let them know, I was like, listen, I just want to be able to wear a red hat again and not have it confused with the Make America Great hat again, because that means something different. I'm from South Carolina. It's a little different if you wear that hat here. So I was like, hey, told my daughter about it, and my daughter says, hey, Trump's winning, Dash. Like, we need to do something. I was like, I don't think we'll be okay. And she was like, well, if he wins, she's like, you think we're going to be slaves again? I was like, that's crazy. I don't think so. And then I seen like 2025 playing. I was like, she might be right. You might be right. We might be slaves again if we don't win. So I'm on here now to make sure I don't be a slave again or nobody else. So that's the reason why I got on here. Just want to show my support to Kamala and everyone else who's on here, man. Just like trying to be able to say America again, besides just when I watch the Olympics, because right now the only time you can really say America real loud with a lot of happiness is just the Olympics. So I'll be glad to be able to say it loud again. So that's why I'm on here.
All right, man. Well, you gotta be right now. You gotta say America.
Yeah. I say American. Yeah, I'm ready to say America again.
You gotta bring the A back, man. You gotta bring.
Yeah, you got to. I want to be able to say it again. That's what I ask people now. I'm like, when the last time you said America out loud and people didn't look at you funny? You say it now in front of a lot of people. People may run.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That's why I'm here. I'm like, hey, I'll make sure people know where I'm at.
You got it, man. Thanks for doing this, and you got the message right, man. Everybody donate. Thank you, man. Great job.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Folks, for coming on the home stretch. Keep hitting that button. Get that money rolling a little bit more. We want to keep raising some more money and bring it on home with a tremendously talented, funny man, Ken Jeong. Ken, welcome.
Oh, thank you for having me. It is just an honor to close this incredible Zoom and watching everybody speak before me. Congressman Swalwell asked me to go up after all the good ones go up. I was like, sign me up. How dare you, Eric? I was in The Hangover. I'm a doctor. I'm still relevant. Look, I'm not a comic, said every review of my Netflix special. How dare you? The Hangover grossed $278,467,000 against a $30 million budget. But this is not about me. I am here to gather in fellowship against that fraud, that grifter who we all absolutely hate, but enough about Joe McHale. Speaking from the heart, this is our moment. In comedy terms, this is not my bit. I read this on X. Trump is a hacky stand-up comic eternally committed to the bit. You know what I mean? Except that bit 8 years later, much like my act, is old, incoherent, and lamer than ever. He has jumped the shark, and he knows it. Kamala is his kryptonite. None of the jabs are landing. Why? Because Trump is weird, Vance is creepy, and both of them together are a couple of slapnuts spreading their brand of stupidity, racism, and misogyny across the land. Kamala is uniquely qualified not only to handle the heckling, but most importantly, she's uniquely qualified to lead us in reclaiming women's reproductive rights, restoring world peace, securing our economic prosperity, and for me, stopping Asian hate. This is our moment. Kamala's going to be the first female, first Asian American, and second African American president in U.S. history. From San Francisco's district attorney to attorney general to senator to VP, she cannot be denied. This is her moment, and because of her, this is our moment. We can all feel it. That's why we're all here. Life is all about timing, and we're benefiting from that right now. So let's stay focused, stay activated, stay angry, remain anti-Joe McHale, and let's keep our foot on the collective pedal to accelerate Kamala to the White House. I love you. God bless America. And please donate to Comics for Kamala.
Stay on with me, Ken. We need you to take.
Oh, that's my time. I'm out.
We need
Eric
you to take.
I am out. Until I get Venmo'd from Eric, I am out.
You need to take your mask off. Who are you? We need you to take. And thanks for wearing
I'm a
your best
fraud,
t-shirt.
but I'm a likable fraud.
You're loaded. You're in everything in TV. You wear like a $3 t-shirt from Target. What are you doing?
How dare you? How dare you, Paul? I'm a fan of your writing, and it's just because this is. I got
love
the.
you.
My wife bought me.
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. No,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm
Oh,
kidding.
man.
My wife hates me. She would never buy me something this expensive.
You're the best, man. Really great. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank
Thanks
you for doing
this. Hey, everybody. I just want to say we have reached the end of our show. This event's been amazing. We've raised $550,000 roughly, and we're still going. We are going to keep the QR code up on the screen so you can continue to donate. Tell your friends to donate. Like we said, it's about the money, but it's also about organizing, volunteer, get involved in the down ballot races. This is a seminal point in the history of this country. It's been said over and over again. Democracy is at stake. That's not an overstatement. That's not hyperbole. I want to thank all of the amazing performers and speakers and elected officials that joined us. I want to say a particular shout out to Congressman Eric Swalwell and the other organizers, Donnie, Jamie, David, Yardena Wolf, who I'm not supposed to say her name, but I did there. Okay. She's like been driving this whole thing behind the scenes, our director. And we can't thank you enough for being part of this. And we hope that this helps bring some real change to the country. Keep donating, keep spreading the word. I'm Paul Mercurio. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you.
All right, everyone. We had 12,000, over 12,000 people watching just on this show. So thank you to everybody who hung out tonight. It was another great fundraising event. We raised over 500,000, 530 plus thousand by the time we were getting off there in 3 hours. So another great night of fundraising for Kamala Harris. So we will definitely be doing this again. Before you all leave though, make sure you like, subscribe, especially if you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. We are live every Friday, hold the mic at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Ian and I come on, we talk mostly about what's been going on through the week, and then we have some good laughs too. So I hope you'll join us on Fridays. Thank you for the support you guys have all been showing me, and as always, much love. Keep fighting.